Hey, everybody. Welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. I'm your host, Matt Burke, and this is the 57th show. Thanks for everybody that's been tuning in. Can't wait to share it with you a little bit later tonight. Been hanging out with my little bro, and pushed it forward a little bit today. Sometimes I've been doing that. Hey, what's up, Nick of Time? Looks like you're in the nick of time. J Dollar, what's up, brother? Yeah, 58. I'm not 58, but the show is. Let's see, we got. Oh, what's up, Jason? Thanks for stopping by, bro. Some movies. Oh, well, we're gonna be getting into that in a little bit later. I got some stuff I want to show too. Hopefully, you like them. Usually I'm doing some horror shtick or whatnot. But I don't know if you guys watch Daredevil, or if you guys are watching Daredevil right now. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? What's cracking? I don't know if you guys watching Daredevil, man, but that new episode I thought was killing it. Basically, spoilers, Matt. He has to go like toe to toe with Muse, and they basically like unveil who Muse is. And I think it was I don't know. I think it was kind of obvious, you know what I mean? And the way they kind of tie everything together. They always do that in these movies or these TV shows. They're kind of predictable in that. You're watching season 1 right now. Yeah, well, that's the best season. I will say I was telling my little brother today that season 1. A lot of people slept on that Netflix Daredevil. I've been trying to tell people that's like the gold standard of Marvel, TV or film. It's just the best. And I'm gonna die on this hill of comic books. All right, comic books or TV. They should be told as TV. And then the main event should be a blockbuster movie like Avengers, whatnot. But they're just too expensive. But that's how comics are. They're episodic. They're soaps. You know what I mean? Let's see here. New show sucks. Nah, I think it's pretty good actually. It's just not as good as but everyone's got their own opinion. I thought Muse was going to be in it a little longer. Yeah, he was riding in there a little bit. Kind of looked I don't know. I guess they explained they explained their way out of the him being able to fight so good, but he was kicking Daredevil's ass a little too much. I would say, But yeah, they have been sleeping on the fight choreography on here, J Dollar. Yeah, this epic fight sequences in season 1 and season 2 of Netflix Daredevil were just unparalleled. But I can't wait to see where they take it. It was I thought it was a good 38-minute episode. I thought it packed in a lot of stuff in 38 minutes. But I think all comic books should be. It's impossible, but I think all comic books should be translated to a TV show, because there's just no way you can get these storylines and just reach the same level of the way the comics are, man. It's just not gonna happen. You can't sum it all up in one movie. You can't have World War Hulk and Thor Ragnarok, like God Butcher, all in one, or whatever the fuck. The killing of the Warriors 3 all in one movie, like Ragnarok. That's like a perfect example. Those like 6 storylines in one movie. Let's see here. When I was younger, I found season 1 boring. It was full of talking. But once I listened to what they were saying, the story's good. Yeah, the story is pretty good. There is some, there's a little bit of a trimming that could go on. I think in season 1 and 2 and 3 of Daredevil, there's a little bit of yapping, but there is some stuff happening as you go through there. It's not like The Punisher. Oh man, I think that show they really should have took a trim to that. I got a little bit of a Rebel 100 and some Pepsi right here. Figured I'd do a little, not the rum and Coke, but a little different. Or Jack and Coke. So yeah, I'm digging the new Daredevil. I hope that they hope the next episode's even better. But we'll see what happens. Sad news this week: Val Kilmer passed away. As soon as it happened, I did like a little thought about it. To me, he was like a superstar, first superstar like that really was part of my childhood growing up. He was in so many movies. I always talked about how he ran the 90s with an iron fist, dude. He was Batman. He was Jim Morrison. He was Doc Holliday. He was the Saint. He just so many movies in one decade. Mad Mardigan. For me, my favorite character was Mad Mardigan. I watched that, and then the Saint. I watched that a lot. And Tombstone. But when he hit with Batman Forever, man, that was something. It was kind of cool because you're so used to Keaton, but this guy comes in, he's a little younger, he's kind of a little more Batman-esque compared to the Jerry Seinfeldian looking Mr. Mom. So I was just like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then he starts it off with a pretty badass fight scene in the beginning of the movie when he comes up the elevator and takes out those Two-Face gang. It's a pretty cool fight. The movie was cheeseball, but it was fun at the time. Had the U2 song on there, and I remember seeing it in the theater back in the day. Had the H.R. Giger Batmobile, Jim Carrey. It was just a fun movie. It was cornball, but it was fun when it came out. So rest in power, Val Kilmer, man. It's a hard thing to believe. Really sad. He's been in this condition for a while now, but yeah, all the different characters, man. Just like Superman, there's never been a good Daredevil. Laugh out loud. What's the best Daredevil comic? I forgot the writer's name. I don't know. I'd say it was probably Born Again. That's a pretty good one by Frank Miller. He's the number one big kahuna. Nick of Time. Yeah. Doc Holliday. He was such, some people think that's arguably the coolest cowboy character in cinema history. I know there's a lot of Westerns out there. A lot of John Wayne movies too. Iceman. Yeah. The Saint was badass. Yeah. Top Gun. Exactly. So many movies. There's one movie too that popped up that I never saw, was Murders in the Rue Morgue with him. That just populated on Prime. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Another good one that he did, I thought it was pretty funny, was where he had a good role in that movie. I was telling my buddy about it at work. It's called Kill the Irishman, and it's also with the late and great Ray Stevenson. The film is directed by Thomas Jane's Punisher, Jonathan Henshaw. So this guy, as far as I know, he only made 2 movies. He made The Punisher with Thomas Jane, and then he made Kill the Irishman with Ray Stevenson and Val Kilmer, and Christopher Walken's in there. It's about the story of Danny Green. If you guys are into like the wise guy movies and crime, like I am, I love crime films. I love the Gangland TV show, anything like that. I love that shit. Go watch Kill the Irishman and buy the DVD. It's got the best special features, probably better than the Blu-ray special features. So. Yeah, man. Matt Mardigan, man. I always waited for that movie or that TV show to come out, and we never got it. Love that character. Again, such an iconic character. I know his wife came into the TV show, the same character from the first movie. I never watched the TV show. At the time, it was during like the big wave of woke propaganda, so I didn't want to tune in. I wasn't feeling the trailers. I didn't see any Mad Mardigan in it, so I didn't check it out. Nick of Time. Which show / movie is the best Punisher adaptation? For me, as far as like having the entertainment value that I have, I'd have to say Warzone. I like Warzone a lot. Second would be the Thomas Jane movie. Third would be the Bernthal, just his whole run he's doing with Punisher, with Daredevil. I would say Daredevil season 2 is his best stuff. And then Dolph Lundgren would be fourth. I like all the stuff. Tron 3. Looks awesome. Tron, the last Tron movie was awesome too. Thought it was a great sci-fi movie. I'm not a real big. I like sci-fi, but I think sci-fi and cyberpunk, it's like the one genre that I'm just kind of getting sick of. I'm kind of over sci-fi, and I don't know, man. That's one genre it would be hard for me to just kind of dive into. Like, it's just so like it just seems like right now it's sci-fi, cyberpunk, which is the same thing, and Westerns are making a comeback. But yeah, Tron 3 looks good. I actually thought the new Superman footage looked interesting. Thought it was kind of weird how they were the automaton bots or the robots were just kind of syncing up the sun, power with him and kind of zooming in on that. It was a lot of Silver Age Superman vibes in there, I guess. But I do like seeing that. I like seeing the Superman with the Fortress of Solitude and having all the different, all of its different Kryptonian tech. I think that's cool. I don't know about the movie. We'll see what's up. We'll see if it's any good. Gunn does make some good. He does make entertaining movies. He makes entertaining movies. Am I as hyped as Man of Steel? Fuck no. Do I think it's going to be as good as Man of Steel? I do not. Man of Steel it's still on another level. The fight scenes in that movie, they just put a lot of comic book movies and movies to shame. Yeah, that Man of Steel movie is fucking fire, dude. that Smallville fight scene and the Zod fight at the end, the speech that he delivers, the 2 speeches he delivers to Cal, just iconic. Yeah, I put Man of Steel up there, man. It's up there. Yeah, it's a really good movie. One of my favorite comic book movies. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Superman. I'm looking forward to July. I mean, that's my birthday month. Superman comes out on my birthday, so I'm probably gonna have to go see it. So that's 7-Eleven. I'm gonna have to get my Slurpee and go right in there and get my Slurpee and watch the Superman Legacy. Or now it's funny, they dropped the title. It's not Superman Legacy anymore. I knew they were gonna fucking do that. I knew they were just gonna call it Superman because Superman Legacy is dumb. Even when you say it, I'm gonna go see Superman Legacy. It sounds like a video game or a comic book. I can be honest. Yes, okay, it may not be a good Superman story, but it's a good story and awesome fight scenes. Yeah, and then hey, I ain't gonna lie, that scene with Kevin Costner where he kills himself, that was probably one of the stupidest scenes in movie history. Ain't gonna lie. Just like that stupid scene with in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice when Jesse Eisenberg puts his finger in that dude's mouth and starts feeding him gummy bears. That was fucking horrific watching that. And that movie was long too. You got to wait till the very end of the movie for him to put on the iron or to put on the Frank Miller suit. Which is cool. They give you little hints of. It's kind of it's pretty. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a little genius how Batman debuts in BVS, right? They just show him like up in the corner, but then they show you like his brutality in that nightmare sequence when he's fighting in the post-apocalyptic era, and you're like, oh, this guy's a killer, like Stone Cold Killer. Then you don't see him for a while, right? Then the next scene, I believe, you see him. He's in the Batmobile. That was pretty cool, but it wasn't too much. And then the scene after that, you see him in the iron, the big armored suit. That was fucking dope. And that fight scene gets overshadowed a lot by the warehouse scene. But I do like the fight scene where they're fighting in the abandoned Gotham Police Department. That's fucking cool, man. And then the whole, what did you say your name? Martha. And then ultimately, the warehouse scene just kind of destroys every Batman movie still to date. The movie is just so long, bro. It's so long. It's just too long. Let's see here. Yeah. Awesome fight scenes, yeah. I'm also rewatching Breaking Bad. Bryan Cranston has the most badass voice, in my humble opinion, or my opinion, which is a comic character should he voice for a cartoon. I mean, a lot of people wanted it for Lex Luthor when that time was coming out. He would have been an awesome Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult, I mean, I guess he could be a cool Luthor. He might have to get a vocal coach to drop his notes, kind of like Gary Oldman did for Dracula, and kind of like how Bill Skarsgård did for Dracula. I mean, Nosferatu, they both did that, so he could do it. Dude's a big motherfucker too. I've actually seen him at my last job. I actually served him where I used to work. He's a big dude. He's tall. But yeah, Lex Luthor. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think he could be a cool Lex Luthor. But Cranston. Yeah, man, he got kind of he got a lot of fucked up roles. He didn't really get tossed that many really iconic roles. He did get Breaking Bad though. He did get Breaking Bad, but he didn't get nothing really epic. Like he was in Total Recall. He had a cool little fight scene with Colin Farrell at the end. That was probably because Wiseman directed it, the guy that did the Underworld franchise. So he was, he liked some fight scenes here and there. So, and then he had a little, he gets these little supporting roles, but he should have gotten like a really cool role, a comic book character or something that's a little more out there. You know what I mean? He was in John Carter for a little scene, but like a Lex Luthor, like a supervillain or maybe a superhero role, I think would have been really cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Superman. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens with that. John Wick 5. We got the information came down about 2 weeks ago maybe 3 weeks ago that they're making a Berserker movie. Okay. The comic book looks awesome. That was one of the books I slept on. I regret it. I should have been on there, backing it from the Kickstarter jump. The book sounded cool, but I just didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't back it. I never went and picked up the books. The side stories look cool. There's like, because the characters, he's been around since, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years. His main objective is to work with the U.S. government so they can find a way to kill him. He wants to die. So he goes on these missions for the government, I think. And he has all these different time periods. There's a Western that looks really cool. There's another one that's from another time period. All these little one shots look freaking awesome. And it's a brilliant way to have a character very, very like much like Vandal Savage or the Eternal Warrior. That's what I was thinking. They're kind of ripping off Eternal Warrior a little bit. But no, the whole angle of like, yeah, I'm gonna do this so you can kill me. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, John Wick 5. I'm selling Crystal Kryptonite now. Superman. Say my name. Well, yeah, the John Wick ballerina movie. Yeah. I haven't watched any of the ballerina stuff. I know that's coming out, and that other show, The Continental. I didn't watch that. I know Mel Gibson was in there. Still haven't got around to it, but he was saying his knees was hurting, Keanu Reeves, so he didn't want to do John Wick. So that's why I was really like surprised that he said that he wanted to. He's doing John Wick 5, so I guess his knees are feeling better now. I don't know, but I'm excited. These movies, they end up making around 50 million. Each movie makes around 50 million to around 80 million more than the previous movie. If you look at the trajectory from John Wick 1 to John Wick 4, it's just a cash cow, and rightfully so. I freaking love those movies, man. And I want to be there when this one, I want to be there to like watch it when it comes out. Actually, I was at the mall with my bro today, and I was looking just at the box office because there's a movie theater inside the mall where I was at, and they got like a Working Man with the Chuck Dixon movie with Jason Statham. I'm like, I want to see that. But then they have the Unicorn movie that looks pretty cool. They have that other movie Novocaine with Dennis Quaid's on it. That looks cool with the guy. He's kind of like Darkman. He's got that Peyton Westlake thing where he doesn't feel pain. He's got his like nerve damage. That one looks cool. Novocaine. They had the Lady in the Yard or Woman in the Yard, that horror movie. That looks cool. They had a bunch of just movies that I would just go watch right now and check out. That one, yeah. I would say that the Robert Pattinson movie looks kind of cool. It's like Mickey 13 or some bullshit. I'd probably watch that, but there's a lot of movies out now, guys. I remember me and the wife used to go see movies all the time. Every Friday. Oh, wait. He's in 5? Is it a prequel? He's dead. No, he's coming back. So what's happening is he's coming back. And then the Donnie Yen character is getting an animated movie, and then they're also having the ballerina movie. They're really expanding it, and they should be. It's brilliant. Whenever you're like a franchise starts making money, you do got to build out the universe, whether it's good or bad. It's just smart business tact. Same thing they're doing with Dexter right now. They were trying to make a Trinity show with John Lithgow. Yeah. Another Naked Gun. I was going to show the trailer for this at the end of the show, but a lot of people have already seen it. So, yeah, they're making another Naked Gun. Looks fucking hilarious. I cannot wait. I love the Naked Gun movies. Leslie Nielsen's a genius. And the cool thing about this one is it's a sequel. It's not a remake. It's a sequel. It's his son. Liam Neeson is Leslie Nielsen's son. It's like Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. They both got the LN. It's like Cosmos, man. It's simpatico. It's the constellations aligning. It's perfect for that. I can't wait to see that. It's a cartoon, guys. It's Deadpool. It's Lobo. Okay, it's Tom and Jerry. It's Merry Melodies. That's what Lobo and Deadpool and Naked Gun are. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon, guys. Oh, what's up, SD Stygian Dogs? Hey, if you guys are into, thanks for stopping by. You guys are into the Conan and all and the Howardverse and all that good stuff. Go subscribe to Stygian Dogs, man. He's got the killer news drops on there. I love that guy's channel, man. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, dog brother. Yeah, man. And I got some more news for you guys right now. This one came down the pipe this week. There's a lot of movie news coming out. I'm really excited. The one movie that I'm excited for, since Stygian's here right now, and is the Deathstalker remake. I haven't had any information about that movie. There's nothing. I know they're filming it right now. They might be filming it over in your neck of the woods, actually, Stygian. I think they're filming the Deathstalker remake up there. And I can't wait for that movie, bro. Kostansky, the guy that did like Psycho Gorman and The Void. I'm hearing good things about The Void. My brother was just talking about that today. He also did that new Frankie Freakout. He did the last Leprechaun movie. I'm hearing good things about that. And he did he's done a bunch of good stuff. And the dude uses puppets, bro. He's like a Henson. All right. And each kind of one of his movies are different subgenres. So I can't wait to see what he does with the sword and sorcery genre. But anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys what what I got right here. And again, this is a franchise that I love. There's a lot of hit and misses with fans, but me, I'm kind of a stand for this franchise, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about, and that is Predator. So we got the rundown for the new Predator Badlands, right? The footage debuted this weekend in Vegas. I guess Vegas is like becoming a major place for things to debut. And we got the first look right here, allegedly at the Predator. I don't know if this is going to be his mask or whatnot. It is from the same director of Prey. I really liked Prey a lot, man. It was a little tiptoeing on the verge of Mary Sue, but it was good. It was really good. I liked it. This is from the same director, and I guess the basically they have some information on this website, but I've heard more from other sources that seems pretty accurate. This story right here is it's going to take place on an alien planet, and it's going to have a predator. He might be a teenager that's working alongside a human girl, and on this planet, he encounters different alien beasts that he has to hunt down. And what's up, Edwin? Thanks for stopping by, brother. And in the trailer, allegedly, it shows him he has to take on this massive beast that could regenerate, you know. And I think that, and also they showed an elder predator with long dreadlocks and white dreadlocks, and he does some ceremonial thing. And I think that this is probably a proving point for this teenage predator. He's got to show his merit and his quality. He's got to prove what's going on. So as far as I know, the predator is that's as far as I know. Yeah, as far as I know, he's working with the girl. And also he has a bike. He has like a hover bike in there, and he has like a laser sword. So you're gonna see that. There's gonna be a lot of monsters that he's fighting in the movie, and for me, this sounds pretty cool, man. It has potential to be probably the best Predator movie ever made. I hate to say it, but it probably does. I'm sorry, guys. But a predator on a planet fighting a bunch of other aliens and a bunch of monsters and maybe saving the chick sounds fucking awesome, bro. And he's got a hover bike and a laser sword and a bunch of other toys. Allegedly, there's another scene too where he's got like a bunch of weapons and stuff. And there's this big beast that he's about to fight, and it's screaming at him. He's screaming back at him. I do hear that the face is going to be CGI though, so I don't know about that, but it could look good. Some CGI looks good, sometimes it looks bad. But I'm hearing good things. This is the same director as Prey, like I said earlier, and this same director is also working or producing on a Predator animated film that we talked about earlier. It's going to have Predator versus Samurai and Predators versus I think they said pirates, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, guys. But he's definitely doing an animated film. And that's the news right now. I don't know about the mask, and I don't know if this is a predator. It might be the little girl wearing a mask, but then again, it is a predator that's a teenager. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be big or small. But the thing about Predator is it's an evergreen concept. You can do so much with Predator. You can really do a lot. There's a lot to do with Predator. And a teenage predator trying to prove himself. It's just a solid story telling you. Yeah, it writes itself. It's gold. I think I heard an interview back in the day with Robert Rodriguez, because he filmed Predators on his lot, right? And he didn't direct it; some other guy did it, and he produced it. And he was saying, "Man, I could literally there's easily 16 stories I could tell for Predator," and that's just him. And I agree, man. I think Predator's kind of like Batman, where everybody that's a fan of it has a Predator story, at least like a pitch. For me, mine would just be like on the Predator homeworld, and there would be 3 tribes, and they would all just be kind of maybe warring with each other. And they would be speaking in English through the whole movie. Like in the beginning, they would be like, and then it would translate over to the human American English. And then, yeah, you have a whole movie with just predators, no humans, just warring tribes trying to find out who's the strongest tribe. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Last of the Mohicans or something. I think that would be an awesome movie. And then again, scoot it, boot it, move on to the next Predator movie, do something different. I think that's the cool thing about it. There's a lot of room. It doesn't always have to be like Alien versus Predator or whatnot, which I do love that. So that's some Predator news for you guys. We're gonna see what else is coming down with that. Got some metal news for you guys too. Little bit for the Canadians up there. I believe. Let's see here. For all you, well, actually, no, they're not Canadian. My bad. This is Dave Mustaine, man. He's got a little thing to say about nu metal. So, and I've noticed that like nu metal has been making like a pretty big comeback right now. It's when I was a kid, man, like in high school, it was a pretty big genre at the time. And a lot of them, they're doing the rap thing, but a lot of them sounded different. Like if you compared Korn to Disturbed, there's a pretty significant difference. But you got Dave Mustaine right here. He's promoting his new wine. He's got wine, and he's actually got two members of other bands that I'm real big fans of. One of them is Winter Sun. He swooped up the Winter Sun guitar player, and he's also got the drummer of Soilwork. So he's just like killing it over here. So yeah, he's talking about Megadeth. Let's see here. What kind of music does people let's see here. He says they ask him about what type of music you like. It depends. If you believe all of the colloquies about music, there's all kinds of sayings and stuff. The one thing that comes to my mind first with the question of music suits the savage beast, and I don't know who coined that phrase, but it's pretty accurate, depending on the type of music. Now, if you play modern metal with the guys, they can't sing and they can't and they can do the screaming bit. That's really understandable to me because they can't sing and they're making the best of what they could do. Just talking bad shit. There was and then continued. There's a period in 2000 where we had these bands called, I think was nu metal, and they didn't do any solos, which he's right. There wasn't any fucking solos. There wasn't any really fast double bass. There wasn't any fast punk beats or just thrash drum beats, which was fucking lame. He also says, well, why didn't they do any solos? They couldn't do solos. And thank God that genre went away. People started to learn how to do solos, I would say. If you're in a nu metal band, you probably would be challenged even playing a Johnny B. Good 1958 rock classic by Chuck Berry. Yeah. I'm so glad that went away. Ask if there are any newer bands that in particular like he likes. Mustaine said, well, I like some of the older music because new stuff, I mean, all the good chords are taken. He's kind of right about that. There's a lot of bands that it's kind of hard. But again, everything's been done, just like comics and movies and stuff like that. It's all in how you tweak it and spin it, right? And that's why this guy knows that, and that's why he keeps writing metal. And if you think back about 40 years ago when it started, the music playing field didn't have millions of kids sitting at home doing guitar riffs into their computer and then posting it online. There's a good and a bad with everything. And when people do things for their own art, that's great. But when you're just seeing this manufactured records that band members didn't even play on, that's fraud. So I like the bands that really put what they do into it. So I kind of agree with him, man. This is a pretty interesting interview, but he's got some wine he's pimping out of. I think he lives in Canada now, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, him and his wife and kids, yeah, they got their wine and whatnot. But I think it's funny, and I think he's going on tour with the nu metal band. So I don't know. I just think it's funny that he's doing that. And we got Brian Kraiskow, everybody. What's up, man? How you doing, dude? Brian?
Long time no see, man. Sorry I've been a stranger. David Shitstain, man. David Shitstain with that fucking ego. This
yeah.
is like there was like, I mean, it's just like, yeah, well, in nu metal bands, they didn't do solos because they couldn't do solos. I'm like, dude, like, do you not like recognize like how punk rock came along and like basically reinvigorated rock music, right? It was the Ramones. They couldn't fucking play their instruments or could barely play their instruments.
Yeah.
Right. And so you had people that were like forming bands. They couldn't really play, but they had brought heart and they brought creativity. And, he's more used to that arena rock thing. So, yeah, okay. So he can go, woo.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you've heard it like a billion fucking times.
There's a thing, that could be said about
that as well. That motherfucker.
And a lot of those guys can play solos in these metal bands, and a lot of them evolved in the new metal. Like if you listen to Disturbed, they have solos and stuff like that, I believe. And they changed with the times. Another band was Machine Head. They had some new metal shit, and they fucking just switched it up. They turned into melodic death metal for a minute. They had some really good fucking albums.
Well, the whole new metal moniker or label was always kind of bullshit. What up, K-pop?
Yeah, I mean, it was they called it rap metal. You know, I don't know. It was called rap metal back then.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand. It's like we're human beings. We have that. What up, Jason? We have that need, right, to label and categorize things because it makes life easier. And sometimes it's fun to do that too, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, you also have to understand you're talking about art, right?
Right.
And so it's basically like trying to sum up like human feelings with like math, right?
Yeah.
It's just so.
And he's touring with
I get it, but yeah, like new metal, I was just like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, you got to call it something, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is those bands when they came along were doing shit that was different, and they were different from each other. That's what I loved about when I saw the new metal scene. I wasn't part of it because I'd been out of it for a while, right? Mm-hmm. I was, you know, in the old scene. And I just remember thinking, like, damn, these kids, they're not wearing uniforms, right? They don't all sound the same. They're all kind of doing their own thing. Like, all right, then. Like, I think that new metal kind of reinvigorated metal the same way that punk sort of reinvigorated rock and roll.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely, man.
Maybe not on the same level.
Just different way. It pokes it a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Because, you know, you just saw different styles and just a lot of creativity. And yeah, sure, some of those bands were like working rap into their shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but not all of them were. And some of them were doing it effectively. I mean, you had some real dog shit like fucking Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah.
But there were also really good bands. Like Mudvayne was really good.
Yeah, Mudvayne was probably the most technical out of all of them, you know?
Slipknot was really good too. Deftones were right.
Slipknot like fucking scared, like Slipknot like fucking had people shaking in their boots. There's an interview with Cold Chamber was a new metal band. That guy left Cold Chamber and he went on and started doing melodic death metal groove with Devil Driver. Yeah. That band's one of my favorites, and I think he's one of the best vocalists, especially like in the early first 3 albums of Devil Driver. He just sounds really raw, like Lemmy. You know what I mean? And he's speaking through a lot of different. His lyrics are very down to earth and just like sayings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like his vocals. Like in those first 3 albums, they're just really raw and brutal. I like Devil Driver. But he was in, you know, Cold Chamber, new metal, and he was saying, dude, when Slipknot came on the scene, bro, we were fucking shaking in our boots. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to compete with these guys? They're out there beating the fuck out of each other on stage, and and so
it's the two drummers. That's the thing.
Guys, and the masks, dude. You know, like it was the new Noir in a way. You know,
so. It was. It was the way I've always seen Slipknot. Slipknot is a metal band for kids, for like little kids.
It's a fun album. $3 Bill Y'all was pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie.
And that's not to say
counterfeit. That's like counterfeit.
Yeah. So that's not to say, and I don't even necessarily mean that as a diss.
Let's see here.
If that makes any sense. What up, Drawn Sword?
Yeah, no, that's just your, you know.
It's just, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, well, little kids kind of need their Alice Cooper or their Marilyn Manson or
we had Manson
or whatever. And this stuff's okay. I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to it, but it's not offensive to my ears.
Did you check out? Have you read the new Solomon Kane?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, I don't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
My LCS doesn't carry any of that stuff.
It was very decent. I know I like what's his name? Patrick Zurcher. He's been doing all the Solomon Kane stories. Like he did one and then half of one and then this full, like he's doing this whole arc. So he's kind of done 3 stories now, or he's working on the 3rd one. So it's kind of like, okay, that's cool, man, but we kind of need someone else to work on it now. Like I know they have like 2 artists doing Conan, which are cool that they could kick it. But I want to see someone else on Kane. I want to see someone a little darker, a little grittier. You know what I mean? A little more shadowy. Someone like
here's the thing, man.
Stuff, you know, and this guy lot of photo. Looks like a lot of 3D modeling and stuff like that. And I know it's cool
and shit. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I know if you want to get in like historical like places like in like the 1700s and stuff, that's cool and all. But again, I think Mignola is a really good style for Solomon Kane, especially like the era when he was, or Duncan Dago, I forgot his name, the guy that took over for Mignola on Hellboy. He's great. He's
Howard
awesome.
Chaykin did a good. Actually, Howard Chaykin I think did the first Solomon Kane in comics. Period.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, and the design wasn't that great for the character. And then, of course, you had, Severin did a Solomon Kane story. It was the ones that were in Savage Sword.
John Severin? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Val Mayorik. And then there was the Ralph Macchio limited series that came out in the mid-'80s. And I was all over that shit, dude. I was all over that shit.
That's what we need, man. Like we need some more of that, It's cool too because I do respect this guy that he's writing. Yes, this is his Kane story, and I know Mignola's got a Kane story, right? And I just know that there's people out there that have stories, and I want to, or at least I want to draw it. You know what I mean? Just different people, more shadows. It's just a little too pretty and a little well lit up and a little too many photo. I don't know, like a model, like 3D model. I want to see I want to see little mistakes in there. I want to see some. It's just perfect. Everything just.
Well, that's a little raw. Well, also, it's just like atmosphere is very important for Solomon Kane.
Yeah, right? Dude. I think it's like
because he's a horror character.
Yeah, it's horror. And like the one page in the book, it's like him going through this little like canyon, like in Italy, I believe. I have to go back and reread it, but it's cool. The story's pretty cool, man. Like I think you're gonna dig it. Like it's got. And it's funny because it's reminiscent of the movie. He starts out and he's a privateer, just in like the first couple pages, and then he ends up having to leave the boat because it gets shot at with some cannonballs. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't want to be a fucking privateer. Fuck this,
Dude,
and he wasn't though. It was just for the first like part of the story, like the first 5 pages, and then he gets off the boat, and then they're hunting him down, like in.
And here's the thing.
Like I go back and reread it, but it's starting to, and then they flash into Africa, and there's some crazy shit going on there. Kind of like the Heretic, the Exodus 2 shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is dope.
Oh, cool.
Sort of. It's got that vibe. It's got the vibes of that, and like they flash back and forth. So I'm
that's awesome.
Like Homeboy's got a story he wants to tell. That's cool. Like give him the arc, and then let someone else jump in there for
right.
I would be bringing in different people every time, but he's running his ship over there really good, like tight as fuck. Jim Zub. He knows what he's doing.
It just drives me crazy because you have access to this shit long before I do. I have to wait for the fucking trade paperbacks.
Yeah, and I almost didn't have it, dude. My my LCS just cut off like all their books, dude. So it's just like, fuck, how am I gonna get this? But I got it,
It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
I got the new Jim Lee Hush. I guess he's doing 6 issues this year and 6 issues next year, so we can do it. It's pretty good. He's not reinventing the wheel or nothing, but it's Jim Lee on Batman, like getting a cool character. Hey, what up, Tim Olson? How you doing, man?
What up, Tim?
Thanks for stopping by.
And here's just the thing about Kane. Here's the thing about Kane. Kane is not Conan.
No,
he's not even Cull.
No,
he's not even Bran McMorn or one of those characters, right?
No,
like Conan is one of those characters where there's been an army of different writers that have written that character and gotten him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kane is different. Kane is way more nuanced. I always had the feeling that maybe he was one of those characters where only Robert E. Howard, only the creator. It's like with the comic books. Whenever somebody did Howard the Duck,
yes,
without Steve Gerber, it was always dog shit because you had to have Steve Gerber. Some creations can exist like outside of their creators, like Sherlock Holmes, for instance, and others. Yeah. And I'm not saying that that's the case with Kane, but I think it might be. I've always like kind of had that feeling. Oh, this looks fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, so this is basically it's the Swamp Thing and by Kelly Jones and Lynn Wein.
Master.
Like most of their stories collected in a hardcover. It's coming out. I seen Kelly Jones was talking about it. It's coming out in October 21st, and some details about it. About Swamp Thing by Lynn Wein and Kelly Jones Deluxe Edition. 2 legendary comic talents collaborate on one of comics' most iconic characters, as collected in a new digital edition hardcover. In 2015, Swamp Thing co-creator Len Wein returned to his beloved creation alongside Kelly Jones, the artist of the iconic comics, including Batman and Dracula, Red Rain, The Convergent, Swamp Thing 1 and 2, and his most recent Dracula that he's been working on right now with Matt Wagner. Yes. And man, with this partnership branched into a full 6-issue Swamp Thing series where the Guardian of the Green receives what seemed impossible, a chance to live again as the man he once was. This collection also includes Swamp Thing Winter Special, Wayne's final Swamp Thing story, released posthumously and drawn by Jones. So I missed out on this series too. So this is
I did
cool.
too. And this sounds like
400, Batman 521, Batman 522, Convergent, Swamp Thing. This is the newer shit. So it's his last run basically. That Kelly drew, and I remember Kelly jumped on it, and I was trying to get it, but at the time I couldn't. Fucking sucks, man. There's always something where like you're trying to pick up a book and you just can't get it sometimes, you know.
Sometimes you can't get it. Sometimes you don't have the dough. Sometimes you're cash strapped, right? It all depends. Len Wein, legend, right? You know, rest in power, Len. I had no idea that he actually did a return run on Swamp Thing, and it sounds like from what I'm hearing, from what you read, that he turned the Swamp Thing back into Alec Holland.
Yes,
remember like the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Oh, that's right. You and Preston have never read the Alan Moore Stephen Bissett Swamp Thing run. You are in for a fucking treat with that run. It is legendary. It is iconic for a reason. Anybody that hasn't read the Alan Moore Stephen Bissett Swamp Things, you're fucking missing out. They're awesome.
I want to get all the Swamp Thing. I want to get all the Swamp Thing, and like even the Snyder one, dude, with Yannick Paquette. Oh my god, that's one of the coolest books I've ever read, and it's fucking horror too, and it's metal as fuck, and just the gutters in that. Buy it for the gutters alone. The stuff in between the panels, the way it's so like organically fucking. It's crazy. Like it's like you dropped acid and read it. You know, it's kaleidoscopic, bro. You know what I mean? It's
really?
Crazy. And it's horror. And they have all these different, you know, the Avatar of the Green, the Swamp Thing, the Avatar of the Rot, you know, the Avatar of the Machines, the Avatar of the Fungi. You know what I mean? Right. He has to fight all these people. And he gets wings in there made out of like leaves, and it's really cool. And there's like this like dead, I think there's like this dead kid with his head snapped around riding on this dead T-Rex out in the middle of the desert. It's fucking gnarly. An army of, it's fucking nuts.
I'll still never forget, to me, the creepiest ever, of course, were the Unmen. You know, and as a little kid, man, I had that issue of Swamp Thing where the Unmen show up, arcane, looking all fucking super fucking creepy.
Yeah, creepy.
They're all naked, and you know, and one of them is like Johnny Eck, the half boy, right, from Freaks, and then there's like a hand with a head attached to it. And I just remember that was my first experience with Bernie Wrightson as a child. And I was just like, what in the actual fuck? Right? Nightmare fuel.
I got
spooky.
We got a book that's got about a week left. I wanted you guys to come check it out. If you haven't backed it, I urge you to back it. These guys are like the most pro guys that are in crowdfunding right now. They're doing basically 3 to 4 books a year, and they're delivering within that time. And they're doing Cole from the Robert E. Howard as pastiche. Couldn't recommend it more.
Oh my god.
The storefront's gonna close up in I think 5 days. It does say no end date, but via his Twitter he said it's gonna close up in 7 days.
I actually think
2 days ago.
I don't know if I backed this. See, that's the fucked up thing about crowdfunding is sometimes you like don't remember. You think you backed something and you didn't, and then you find out the hard way later that you didn't.
Sucks, man. And this one got a cover that's painted by Ink Spots, our boy Ink Spots right here.
Inky.
And he's doing a great job on it.
One of the sleeping giants, man. You know, there's certain people that I think of as like the sleeping giants of our scene, and Inky is definitely one of them. Him and Mark Marianelli, I think, like the two sleeping giants of our scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of sleeping giants, and this is only $15 plus shipping, guys. So I think it's like 20 something. It's an oversized sized, like magazine size, but it's perfect
Yeah.
bound, so it's like its own beast. It's like its own thing, you know. And
Yeah.
the paper in there is so nice. It's black and white. It's like Savage Sword of Conan, but kind of even better in some ways the way it's printed out.
Oh, well, the paper is so much better.
I love the paper and I love the spine on it, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my saddle stitch, but you could almost fold the whole thing out, I believe, if we tried. Excellent product, guys. So coming back this
magnificent
book. This is the art right here. It's got a beautiful ink wash.
Boy.
By Russ Leach. He's the artist, and it's written by Randy Zimmerman. And this one's actually co-written by another Conan writer from back in the day. He's coming in and he's co-writing it with Randy Zimmerman.
Hell yeah!
Let's see here. From what I understand, that they're bringing in another writer from back in the day. He's going to be writing it with Randy.
This is a book that deserves so much more attention, and I encourage Russ, like if you're just in this circle, you're going to be out of luck. You need to connect with the Robert E. Howard fandom, because there's no way that there could be like a Robert E. Howard convention, right? There's like one every year in Texas. Yeah. If he were to show up to that with a fucking table selling this,
yeah, they need to go to Howard Days. He does need to go to Howard Days. That needs to happen at least once, so they know about it. And the beauty of it is,
he exists, because this is I'm telling you, if you love Robert E. Howard and if you love Kull as much as I do, and Kull is cooler than Conan. Yeah, I fucking said it. This is a treat. It's so much. I was expecting it to be good, but it was so much better than I expected, because when he did what is it, the Phantom Kingdom, or I'm trying to remember the name of the story, right? But it's the first Kull story with the Snake Men and everything. I had read, like, there'd been multiple different versions of that story.
Right.
It had been adapted many times, and that was the best adaptation of them all. It blew all the other ones out of the water.
Well, it's just fucking cool, man, that like he's doing Kull. Okay. So our boy over at Jim Zub over at Titan, they do Kull, but they don't really fuck with Kull that much. Right now they're doing Conan and they're doing Solomon Kane, and people voted on that, And it's kind of cool that you could come to Russ and Zimmerman, and you could
get
Kull
you covered with the Kull.
If I was, I would just be like, dude, let them boys handle Kull for a few years, and we'll be plucking from other, like Sailor, like the Sailor stories, the Boxer stories, the Conan stories, the Solomon Kane stories, the Bran McNorton stories, the El Borak stories. You know what I mean? They could do that and say, you know what, let you know what I mean? Let Russ
Black Turlock.
Let Russ and Randy handle Kull for a few years. I mean, they can fuck with a little bit of Kull, but let these fools do that, because dude, they're putting it out, because they're going to be putting it out 3 to 4 books a year, and they're delivering it too. So you guys coming back,
fucking good, man.
The Atlantean. Couldn't recommend
hard recommend. Big time. And I would love also to see some, like, now that they're they're getting into the other Howard characters, hopefully we're going to see some Bran McMorn, Black Turlock. You would love fucking Black Turlock.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. If I was that's Heroic Singers, I was up, I wouldn't even fuck with Kull. I would just let Rand, because he knows about it. He knows this. And Stygian did a big ass review on it. Stygian Dogs, he did a review on it. He backed the book and he fucking dug it. He didn't, So, and Stygian's a big dog in the Howard community. He was on here earlier tonight watching. So he's a big dog. So I know some people watched that video and backed it. Look, you know what I mean? So, see, he's still here.
What? He's hanging out here?
Yeah. See, what's up, Stygian? Yeah. See, he liked it, man.
What's up?
He actually did like a comparison, like from the previous Roy Thomas version to this one, and he likes them both, and they're both fucking awesome.
Yes. The thing is, it's just like there's a limited number of these Kull stories, especially. Right? There's only like a handful of fucking Kull stories.
Yeah.
And only a handful of like Solomon Kane, only a handful of Bran McMorn. It's just that, Howard was a professional. He was making a living doing, writing these stories for the pulps, mainly Weird Tales. But he was also writing for boxing pulps. He was writing for Westerns.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just the audience wanted more Conan.
They want Conan, they want Conan, and they want Kane right now. That's what they want. And a little bit of Kull. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But dude, they did the guy that the like the trapper guy that's from the Pacific Northwest. I forgot the name of the character, but he was in the last Savage Sword. Dude, the last Savage Sword slapped, brother. That was the best one I've seen so far. It had a Roy Thomas story, and it was illustrated by Robert Delatorre. So good, dude.
Oh, Delatorre is so fucking good.
It was good, dude. And it was I think it was a story, but just kind of retold again by Roy Thomas, but it was so fucking good. And then it was just like it was like a nod to like the Odyssey, but told through like this character. I forgot the name of it, from the Pacific Northwest. And he's going on this like the quest to kind of, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. But the character was cool, man. And he had like a fur, like wolf pelt on his head. And like, this is what's up. These pulpy, like out of nowhere, like so random Howard characters, man. And I just love it, dude.
I mean, he also did horror stories. Fucking Stygian in the fucking chat. Worms of the Earth. That's a Bran Mak Morn story. Yes, that slaps.
Dude, I was gonna say, I was talking to my brother Tyler today, my little brother, and he was like, dude, because he's all about Bran Mak Morn. He's like, man, we need more. Like, people aren't really like it's Celtic and specifically Pictish.
Well, he's a Pict.
We don't have, we really don't have that much Pictic just stuff in general. You know, I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there nerding out with him, you know. We're just nerding out for like an hour out in front of this, like in the mall in the theater, but we're talking. And I'm like, yeah, there's like the Eagle, there's Centurion, there's King Arthur by Anton Fuqua, you know, where you see some Pictish shit. You got that first scene in the beginning of Marcus Nispel's Conan with Momoa, a little bit of Howard's Pictish shit, but you don't have too much in cinema. Too much.
Here's the thing. In the Howard verse, the Picts are different depending on like what age.
What era.
In the Hyborian age, they're kind of like Native Americans. By the time you get to the Roman age, right, when they were building Hadrian's Wall, right, the Picts in Howard stories, they're in decline. They're
evolving and devolving.
They're devolving into troglodytes.
Yeah,
and Bran Mak Morn is like the only one that's left that's not like evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to get more. It's like his responsibility, basically, to defend literally a dying race. Right. And of course, he's fighting the fucking Romans and fuck Rome, fuck the Roman Empire.
I gotta get the. Speaking of that, I gotta pick up Millar and Purs. Vatican City. I guess a lot of people
this week.
No, it's not out, but a lot of people got advanced copies of it. But I got it on I'm gonna go pick it up on Wednesday, and I'm gonna do a review of it. Looks fucking.
Oh man, so happy for him. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
But I'm excited about that. But I do have something. What's up? What's up, Dave? How you doing, brother? Did I ever tell you my middle name's Dave? It is MDB. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys can go back Genuine Comics Books, he's got some killer stuff coming out. Out right now, I believe. If you want Genuine, Dave, drop your links in the chat, man.
I was gonna say, wrench that motherfucker.
You guys got wrenches? Drop your links in the chat. Let's see here, real quick.
Wackass says it's in like 2 days. So this Wednesday, that shit's dropping. And I told my LCS too that this shit was coming out. And
you gotta really like kind of talk to them in a way like kind of, you know, I really need this book. You know, hey, I got this thing. you know what I mean?
I know this dude. It's like one of us. It's just like, you know, and you know what?
Where's the
Narwhal
stuff? You know?
is not just a super nice guy. He's also a major talent.
Yeah,
and he deserves to fucking blow up. He fucking deserves this shit. He earned this shit. And big ups to fucking Mark Millar for recognizing his talent and for giving him a shot.
Yeah, no, he's a straight up dude, like solid stand up guy.
Yeah.
Let me just mod these dudes real quick so they can put links to their channels in here.
Yeah, because you want all the Robert E. Howard fans to connect on this shit. And
absolutely.
Especially with the Atlantean. It's just because there's no way. It's just like if you're a Howard fan, there's no way that you're not gonna love that. Like I guarantee you're gonna love it. Especially if you love you some Call.
It's a battle. You know, it's a constant battle trying to get, you know, the Godfather out there. You know what I mean? Like, no. But Vampire Hunter D, no. But But Van Helsing, no, you can't read Solomon Kane. We're gonna watch this, or But I ain't gonna lie. After this tonight, I'm gonna watch some Devil May Cry. I like that video game, bro.
It's as good as the previous Devil May Cry anime because I loved that.
Oh,
I thought that was really good, but that was like what 15 years ago or something.
What the heck? Like I got 12 people watching. Thanks. And probably the most I've ever seen watching. Thanks everybody. But we're having a big talk on Howard right now, and there's something I wanted to share with you guys that I came upon. And it's always cool when you come upon a new character that you never heard of. And I gotta pick up these books. He only has there's only like 3 novels out, but I guess they're really trying hard to get a movie made of him. And when I don't know, man, when I just saw the character, I just thought it was really cool. It was something I never.
Is he a Howard character?
He's not Howard,
okay,
but he's definitely. Carl Edward Wagner's Kane is a fictional character in a series of 3 novels and about 20 short stories published between 1970 and 1985. That's pretty awesome year, guys. Most Kane tales are sword and sorcery with strong elements of gothic horror, set in a grim pre-medieval world, which is nonetheless ancient and rich in history. In some of Wagner's later stories, Kane appears in the present day. For example, as a drug dealer. And Lou Kane, pardon my French, and as some suspect, publishing magnate in a first Just Ghostly. So this is just a little bit about the character right here. Some background. Little is known about Kane's origin in this story. Misericorde. Sorry, my bad. He declares to one of his foes that his father's name was Adam, his stepmother's name was Eve, and possibly making him the biological son of the biblical Adam's first wife, Lilith.
That's an interesting idea.
Dude, brother. Like traditional depictions of Kane, he is a powerful left-handed man with red hair, said to have killed and strangled his brother Abel, right? And been cursed by a man god with an eternal life of wandering, the wanderer. Nonetheless, he is vulnerable to wounds, although they heal at rapid pace, and it is said that he can be killed by the violence that he himself created, probably for his brother. Kane is portrayed as both an excellent warrior and an accomplished sorcerer who spends millennia wandering from one earth to the next. Also, like the biblical Cain, Kane is marked as a killer. I kill things. He tells Elric in the Gothic Touch. Elric crossover. That sounds cool. It's what I was made to do. I'm rather good at it. Those who meet with the gaze of his icy blue eyes cannot maintain contact for long, for they give away Kane's true nature as a butcher of men. That's fucking metal. Kane is unconcerned with common morality, since no human relationship can ever can last never more than a small fracture of his lifetime. So that's a little bit I want to show you guys about the character. I want to show you some artwork of the character by Frank Frazetta.
Never heard of this character.
What the fuck? You never heard this character?
Well,
I never heard this character.
Did they make a video game about him?
No.
Because I remember there was a video game where you played this immortal character named Kane. This was like for the Sega Genesis. Somebody in the chat helped my ass out.
There's Legacy of Kane, but that's like the
I
got some cats in here real quick.
But this was like, I remember it was considered like a unique game because your goal was to die.
Yeah, me too. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get the bat sauce in here. We was Kangs. Thanks, brother. Drop your link for your channel in there too, Stygian, if you want, so people come check you out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What is this? Evangelion? No, this is Kane. Yeah. You're funny, dude. So yeah, let me show you guys some images real quick, okay?
Hell yeah.
So I learned about this character about a month ago. Okay, I'm subscribed to Frazetta Girls channel, and what they do is they do this thing called Frazetta Fridays, usually about one Friday of the month, and they have Sarah Frazetta, his granddaughter, on there. She's the one that runs everything. That's her business, and she does some dope ass documentaries on her grandpops, Frank Frazetta. And this was one of the characters that Frazetta painted, and he did two of the book covers. The first one, Brian, you ready for this? You're gonna like it. The first book is called Bloodstone, like the movie.
Hell yeah!
Okay, and that's Kane. That's Kane right there, right? I can't remember ever seeing this book, this image before.
I've never heard of this character before. And by the way, the game that I was thinking of is actually called Chakan Chakan the Forever Man. So yeah, it is a different character.
So this is him right here. He looks really cool. To me, it's pretty epic that like it's this biblical character from the Bible. I can't recommend you guys enough to go and watch the video that they did. I'll try to hunt up the link for the video right now. Yeah. But the dude, I believe he worked as a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, in a mental institution, and then he got out of that. He started drinking really heavily, hanging out with bikers, I think, and very influenced by a lot of different stuff. I mean, it was during the 70s and 80s, but eventually he ended up drinking himself to death. I think at like my age, like 40, 41.
Oh, that sucks.
But he ended up writing these cool like gothic fantasy stuff, and like I don't know, man. It's a popular genre now with The Witcher and Elric and whatnot. But that's kind of like I really really like that genre. So I'm
dude. There's something.
They're expensive, bro. These books are very very hard to find. There's 3 of them, and they're
one of the things that you discover about like the sword and sorcery genre, especially when like you're a kid and you start playing Dungeons and Dragons, is that high fantasy, sword and sorcery, whatever you want to call it, right? That genre and horror, like fucking peanut butter and chocolate. They Fritz Lieber's stories about Fafhrd and the Great Mouser. There's a story in that where they pretty much find Rillia, right? You know, a tomb of Cthulhu, right? Just rises out of the ocean. Oh man, who is this? Is this Frazetta?
So Frazetta painted both these covers, and Frazetta would like read the script, and he would just kind of paint whatever the fuck he wanted, and this kind of influenced Wagner like to change the story a little bit. So this is Kane right here too. So I just think he's a really metal character, man.
Yeah, you think? Well, I mean,
I want to pick up.
I think that's awesome. I think you just said that Frazetta did these covers, and I've never heard of this character, and I've never seen these pieces before. But that the author was then inspired by Frazetta's covers.
Yeah. Here's a video. I highly recommend you guys go subscribe to Frazetta Girls. And this is a video about the Marcus Kane and the whole like legacy, the whole thing that his life and the story, and she does a great job. So here's a link right here.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a great channel.
It's fun. I want to get that new Conan toy they got.
Oh no more fucking cool shit that I shouldn't be spending money on. I got a fucking campaign to fulfill, man. I'm gonna get fucking reamed on that motherfucker on postage and handling and all of that shit. But oh god, gotta get it out to the people, man. Gotta get it out to the people.
Right. I mean, it'll happen, you know.
Well, I mean, the last pages are being colored as I speak, so you know it's around the corner. It's around the corner.
I read some information too that I guess the film rights have been bought for Kane for this character, and it's just crazy that the guy drank himself to death so young, you know. Wagner, and he was a doctor, he was a really smart guy. And
I wouldn't be surprised if he was self-medicating.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Yeah, because a lot of creative people deal with mood disorders, depression, anxiety, and all that shit, right? That's one of the reasons we love escaping into like fantasy worlds, is to get away from this one.
Yeah, no, totally. Like we can control that, you know.
Yeah, but booze, it just fucking destroys. It just destroys the fucking body, man. It just destroys the body. It's shit's. Oh Christ, you know. And we lost Howard when he was 29. I think Howard wasn't even 30, of course.
Well, of course, this guy, he was young too. So you get 2 guys that are doing like sword and sorcery, doing some pretty epic stuff, groundbreaking, revolutionary. It's funny though, like the young mind is just so full of like creative things,
Yeah, but then you think to yourself, what would they have gone on to do, right?
Yeah.
Would they have gone on to greater things? I think they would have, right? And you look at the depth in the world that Howard created, and you're just like, really? Like
Yeah.
29? Right?
Yeah.
Because the Hyboria is like a close second right behind Tolkien's Middle Earth in terms of like the greatest fantasy settings ever created. I mean, I of course prefer Hyboria, right? Because it's like Middle Earth, but it's like dirtier, nastier, meaner, sexier.
It is.
Right?
It is. And
No
I'm thinking
elves
too,
running
man, like,
around. None of
I
that
don't know, man.
bullshit.
It's as like a creator, I guess I got you on here. I've been like thinking over the past week, like it's kind of cool writing stories that are like in history, and you got historical figures and things like that. But then it's like, fuck, I could kind of see where Howard was coming, man, where he was like, dude, I want to make my own thing. I want to have my own. I want to have my own gods and my own everything, my own mythos.
Well,
that's
then he
completely
was
his.
also swapping. He was swapping deities with his good
Lovecraft,
friend
right?
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those, when he takes like Lovecraft's gods, is first of all, he uses them because they fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was also a way of like saying what up to his pen pal. Unfortunately, the two of them never met.
I will not fear this Tolkienian slander. Oh hell yeah, my boy.
Hey,
yeah,
look,
Tolkien,
I still think it's look. I just prefer. It's a matter of taste, yo.
Yeah, it's a matter of taste. Tolkien was a big fan of Howard, though. He was a big fan of the 29-year-old Texan, that professor of English linguistics.
Oh my god. Oh.
But dude, I don't know, man. There's just something about creating a universe that is entirely yours. You're not tied to any form of history that you can maybe make something cool.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. Hey, no, for sure. Whack ass, drop some stuff if you want. You don't have to. It's up to you, bro. You're solid. You're a stand-up dude. That's why I give everybody. This is a promotion stream. This is a party stream. We're hanging out, kick it. We're liking it. We're bullshitting.
Yeah. I'm listening. By the way, I just gotta get something.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just thinking, like, damn, man, I really want to kind of create like my real universe, because a lot of the stuff that I mean, again, I'm a grayish green comic book indie creator, right? But and I create stuff, and it's whatever. But a lot of it has to do with like parallel Earth, I kind of just want to make stuff that's like maybe on a different planet or something.
Well, I mean, We Bled is like really fucking is a really cool setting, and then you've got like the third greatest fictional setting or like fictional like world. I would have to say is Barsoom. By Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Dude, exactly. Like, thank you, brother. So you got John Carter,
Yep. Yep. And then, of course, my favorite place,
Pellucidar, right? With Tarzan.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, man, I really kind of, that just really hit me hard this week. I really kind of want to create something that's otherworldly. I don't want sci-fi. I don't want cyberpunk. I don't want sci-fi.
Word.
But there's stuff I like, and I kind of trying to will it down to maybe. And the thing is, like, well, I was talking again. I said this probably 10 times in the stream. I was talking to my little brother today, and I was like, man, kind of want to make like a universe, but I don't want to like I'm going to build out a universe. I'm a world build and make my lore and all that bullshit, right? But it's like, say you just make like, 20%, 15% of your world or lore, and you have a couple characters in a little corner of it, and then you tell a good fucking story with some dope characters, some really cool characters that you like, and you just do a really good story, a good plot, maybe tugs at the heartstrings a little bit, something that you can relate to and that's real to you, and I'm just like, wow, kind of want to do that later. But I don't know, man. That's kind of what's been on my mind this week, like really big, like the last 4 days. I kind of want to, because I have like universes in my head, but they're all tied to Earth and Earth history, I don't know. I'm babbling, guys. Sorry. But I do have a little metal break right here. So, that's what we do kind of around halfway, quarter of the way through the show, third of the way, somewhere around that. I like this show metal music, you know, and I usually get a little copyright strike for it, but that's cool, man. Trying to get some music out there. There's literally like, feels like everlasting metal bands that are just so awesome that just never stop. They just keep coming and coming. So I'm always just like, yeah, no, I mean, a Galactic Barbarian, you know, that pops in my head all the time too, you know, but it's just like, how am I going to do it? You know, I think like He-Man, you know, I think, you know, then you got Yor, you know, that's Kelty Shannon's cover. I could tell from here.
Yeah, I mean,
I do have a Galactic Barbarian too, but it's kind of, I already have that, but he's still tied to Earth a little bit, and he's got a big backstory, and it's kind of Vandal Savage-ian, and
yeah,
a little bit of
Assassin's
Creed cooked in. Yeah,
and real quick, want to show everybody
metal bands. Yeah, and bands. Oh yeah,
check this shit out. It's
sorry,
look, it's Savage Sword of Conan with better paper.
Dude, I don't know. And I hit him up too. I was like, bro, hey, where are you printing this shit at? He told me too. I'm
seriously.
Like, I don't, and you kind of need to be doing what he's doing. You gotta be on Russ Leach's level. And I'm sorry. I mean, if they're doing what they're doing right now, like I don't really know anybody else that's on his level that's putting out consistently good work that frequent throughout the year.
Amazing.
So I know I can't do it. I'm like 4 years late on my book. So man, and
2 years here
again. I ain't nobody. I'm a grayish green guy, right? Russ is getting better and better with his art. You know, I ain't nobody to say he is or isn't, but I'm gonna say, dude, his art's getting better and better every book.
It is.
I mean, I'm just loving it. I love the ink wash he puts in there. It's fucking cool, man.
Awesome. Grab this shit, people. I'm telling you. Like this is the real Dilly from a Robert E. Howard fan. This is the real Dilly.
And whatchamacallit, Stygian Dogs, he did with the review he did, he has the color version. It looks fucking cool. Dude, I haven't seen you in like a month, Brian.
I know.
I was saying like if I do color books now, I want to just start doing flats, bro. Just straight up, just flat that shit.
I just like your shit in black and white, man.
No, I know. Me too. But if I ever did, you know, my art sucks. But
I'm a black and white. Well, here's the thing. I'm a black and white stan.
Me too.
Right. But I mean, I wouldn't want to read whenever I've seen like a black and white superhero comic. That doesn't work. No. Superhero comics need to be in color.
Yeah.
Right.
I think kind of Space does too. I think it looks great.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, man. There's this artist, man. There's this guy that's from Russia.
Yeah.
He's just been doing some really cool shit on Twitter and Instagram. And I was just like, wow, look at this fool's, you know, it's very 5 colors, you know, and it just pops with his pinks and his greens and his oranges. And before I would be like, this shit's, well, I don't know about all that, bro. Like 10 years ago. But now I'm like, nah, I kind of, nah.
You learn to appreciate.
Cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. You know, it just kind of breaks it up and from like a story. We know what yours.
Yours world, he's the man.
Tell me to grab it once, Brian. Shame on me. Tell me to grab it twice. Ain't gonna grab
it again. No, buy one for your friends.
No, like
buy
Brian
one for your homie.
Brian hooked me up with
I got the twofer. I got the twofer and sent one to him.
Sent one to me, man. I was strapped for cash at the time. I couldn't even back it. So this time I had some cheddar, so I was able to back the book. You know, like there's now, you know what's funny, guys? You know what's crazy? It's like during this whole like beginning of like crowdfunding comics thing that got really big, like over the last 7 years now, 8 years. There was a ton of books we could back. Like now, there's really not that many people. Like there's a lot of campaigns, but a lot of them are like just variant covers and shit. It's like there's a lot of people launching, but there's not a whole lot like there was. There's not a whole lot like there was. So you could kind of be like, kind of back a little less now. You know,
the scene
like Russ, I'm back at Russ.
Over. The scene got taken over and co-opted by somebody that turned it into their own personal private cartel.
Yeah.
And so the landscape has changed. And I think also people are hurting for money right now. They don't have they're lacking discretionary income. And so what's the first thing that goes? Shit like comic books.
Yeah.
And Netflix and all that other stuff. You're right. The non-essentials.
And there's a lot of less creators too. Like there's a lot of books, but there's not a whole lot. And even if there was a lot of creators, you're not going to see a lot of them because they're not getting on streams. And there's not a lot of small creators that are doing live streams promoting books like there was back in the day. And
I know.
I mean, like the last
Michael Bancroft, bless his heart, is still doing it. But we don't see, and there are other people that are doing it too.
I do it too. If anybody hits me up, they can come on the
well.
show and they can pimp their book. Like, by all means, get on here. This is an independent comic book, promotion channel for indie creators. I believe it's a boutique art form now, comic book creating. So I try to get out there and help the independent comic book creators. So.
I need to get down with that program. If I start streaming again, that's my intention. Is basically ripping you off.
That's why I just do it once a week, bro. Just come on here and have a party. The kids are in bed. You know what I mean? Most people are on the East Coast, or like overseas, rip that shit up. Or they're in Canada or something, and it's so early for me. It's only 10:30 over here. And then I could kind of format the show throughout the week. Come up with ideas that might be some cool bullshit we can talk about.
Where's Preston? Why isn't Preston here? That fucking traitor.
But it's
piece
just
of shit.
Well, that was you the last 3 weeks. You weren't here.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's the way it is, dude. It's just a chill show. You know what I mean? And if you guys aren't here, that's cool too. I'm still gonna do the show.
I know.
It's just a party. I'm gonna have a couple. I might have a drink or Dunkin' or a coffee or some bullshit. We're gonna talk comics and movies and monsters, and that's what's up.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. Presents. I finally saw that. That wasn't good. Wasted opportunity. And then there's the rule of Jenny Penn.
What's that?
Which is it's about oh God, I'm trying to remember his name. He was in Shine. He was in
Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush. He plays a judge that has a stroke and he ends up in a nursing home. And this is in New Zealand, right? So it's a nice nursing home, right? There's no abuse going on except there is. But it's not coming from the staff. It's coming from this fucking maniac that's played by John Lithgow, who has like a creepy fucking hand puppet. And he just goes around fucking torturing and tormenting people.
This is new, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Stephen King was hyping this up.
That's
it's like the dopest shit ever. Like,
it's not the dopest shit ever. I think one of the reasons it works so well is because it's based not on a novel, but on a short story. And movies that are based on short stories work better than movies that are based on novels.
Yeah, because it's short. Usually novels, like Brian, I got this whole new thing now. Okay, you can get a little stabby and hatey or whatever the fuck. Comic books should be TV shows. The events should be blockbuster movies like the Avengers at the summertime. Okay? All comics should be, because they're episodic. Okay? Short stories like Cycle of a Werewolf, that was a good Silver Bullet movie because it was a short story or a novella.
Yeah.
They do great,
Yeah.
Same thing with those type of things. The books, they need to be, they need to be TV shows. It's just a lot of times they're just so fucking expensive.
Well, look, now, because it's shifted, of course, right? It's shifted where when I was a kid, TV was dog shit, right? You had some people like Dan Curtis that were doing some fly shit like Kolchak the Night Stalker and, a Trilogy of Terror and Dark Shadows. But the rest of fucking TV was mostly just dog shit. It was all about the movies. And now it's switched and movies are dog shit. American movies are dog shit. But now, of course, you've got, all of these streaming series that are, theatrical quality. And then, of course, certain countries right now, fucking Korea, just fucking ruling and fucking dominating in terms of both cinema and television. Because now television is cinema. They've bled over.
Yeah, they're the same thing now.
They're the same thing now.
Admiral says, shit, like that doesn't happen in nursing homes. They interfere with less than you'd want between them and with your family. Never put
you don't have to tell me.
No, I agree.
Me, dude. I found
my dad's in a nursing home, but he like runs that shit, bro. He's like the Godfather in there. Like he's like Corleone, I swear. And he hasn't changed either. Every time I'm like, all right, guys, all right. And I'll go to see him for like 20 minutes. All right, see you guys. I'm like, does he like not like me or like? And I talk to my brother. I'm like, no. And I talk to my niece. And they're like, the same shit. Like, oh, all right, guys. And then like he's a pastor in there, bro. He's got his own flock and everything.
No shit.
He's got his piano man and everything. I'm like, and then this fool's got candy, bro. He's got a whole candy cartel in there. You watch the Bubba Hotep and shit. You know what I mean? Like I swear, you know.
Oh,
and I do agree with Admiral though, but that place looks pretty legit. And I'm in there like I'm up on those fools like every week. You know, it's over in like Orange County. You know, it's pretty nice. But I'm over there like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
fuck fools up. You messing with my pops. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, my mother ended up in a hellhole that killed her. But so those exist too. But it's not that way in other countries.
No, they do, bro. They do. And then it's kind of like they do pretty good. They wait on him pretty good over there. Like he's very militant, and he's even like he's really hardcore now. He's even more hardcore. He lives in his own world, and he's very conspiracy oriented. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of the conspiracy pops was talking about all the time. Well, yeah, they ain't conspiracies no more.
No, that's true. That's true.
My dad, pops, you were right. You know, and my
dad's a hardcore and all that shit.
Christian. You know, and he's always been that way. You know. Let's see here.
Get in there, baby.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. It is hard.
Cat.
You know. But let's take a little metal break. So this band is called. I feel real bad. This band is called Buried Realm, and I think they're having guest vocalists come on. Okay, and the vocalist that comes on here is Christian Alvestam. He's a Swedish death metal vocalist, but the dude's got range. He sings all different styles of music. He's got another band too I want to show. They're kind of like 80s kind of glam metal. But the dude,
really?
He just sings good, man. But I haven't heard this song all the way, so I don't know. But I guess he does 4 tracks on this album, and then there's another singer too. So sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Hell yeah.
But the band is called Buried Realm, and this let me go ahead and put this over here. And the song is called Jaws of the Abyss. So let me share this. Sorry guys. But yeah, we're taking a little metal break. You guys gonna go get some drinks, do your thing. I'm probably gonna go get maybe a little bit more Rebel 100 and a little bit more Pepsi. Pepsi tastes good, bro. Fuck, because I stopped drinking like soda and everything. I'm like, ooh,
it's the dude.
Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that, bro.
Dude, seriously, it's like I don't drink soda pop because it's poison, right?
Poison,
but it's so good, especially fucking Pepsi. That's
it's good now, and like they switch the formula every like 10 years or something. Yeah. And for the record, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. And eating out is bad too, but every now and then, I get some Taco Bell.
Oh yeah. No, like
Taco Bell when it's good, it has the best Pepsi. Just straight up. Sorry, but when it's good, it's the best. But here's the song, and we'll go ahead and check it out. I'm just gonna play the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
So
and this, of course, I can't have my camera on. Just me watching the video makes me feel self-conscious. I'm probably gonna refill too.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
AI animation, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't care. It's a
whole
video.
Lot.
Yeah. No, it's about the music. So. Lovecraftian. Yuggoth, I'm guessing. Mayhem in the Pit.
Yep. Motherfucker got some pipes on him, dude. Like I remember first hearing that guy sing, I was like, he sounds kind of basic. But then after a while, it kind of like grew on me. Like, no, he's not basic. He's just so like clean, and it just sounds great, dude. And he's in so many different bands, bro. Like different subgenres of death metal and metal. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me like he just has range.
Yeah, and he does he even has like an 80s band too, where he does like 80s rock, kind of like Huey Lewis in the News.
Oh God,
he's just a big dude with like a big bald head, like Lex Luthor, and a big beard. Yeah, man. And he does so many different styles of vocals too. These are just some of his cleans and the aggressive. It's crazy. I got to see him one time, man. One time I was lucky.
Mayhem in the Pit.
Love those vocals, the aggressive ones too.
Oh, I hate lyrics.
Same guy right there. In the highs right there.
Oh, seriously, this dude's sick.
It's too good.
Really good. That's the same guy doing the clean and the dirty shit.
Yeah, and dude, they had the biggest band he was in was Scar Symmetry, right? When he quit the band, like it just wasn't working out, right? So they had to get two singers to replace him because it was just too hard for anybody else to do it. And I got to see him live to pull it off. It was pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
He was a big influence on me. I could never obviously do what he does, but that if you shoot for the sky, man, you know, that's always a good thing.
And the originator for me had to have been Burton C. Bell.
Oh, he's great, dude. He's got a new album coming out too. He's working on.
I know. I'm fucking psyched for that shit.
But yeah, come check out this band, guys. It's Buried Realm. Yeah, it's I guess Christian Alvestam's doing some vocals on here, and I'll probably leave it right there so I don't get too fucked up. I'm trying not to play too long of stuff because
you're afraid about getting fucking struck by that algorithm.
Yeah, well, I don't know, dude. It was they were like banning like my channel like in some areas like on the last videos I did. The early work was just little too new wave for my taste, but when sports came out in '83, they really came into their own commercially and artistically. The whole album has a.
I think he's quoting. If you didn't get it, I'm pretty sure that Admiral Wackass just cut and pasted that from American Psycho.
Psycho, right? Christian Bale. That's not a feeling sound. And a new sheen of consummates and professionalism. He's been compared to Elvis Costello, but I think Huey Lewis has far more bitter, cynical sense of humor. Yeah, no, that's Christian Bale.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm telling you, that novel. I'm vibing with that. That novel, when you read it, those chapters are fucking hilarious because those are the moments where you go, this guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's what, like, this dude's a fucking nut. Not when he's chopping up fucking bitches with chainsaws and doing horrible things with fucking rats, right? It's when he's talking about like really shitty pop music.
Yeah. But no,
Like
like,
it's something like really deep and precious to him, but it's
Yeah.
also the only thing that he's like even slightly passionate about.
It's the music, man. But no, there's just like some singers that really can do a lot, you know. And that guy's, like, damn, bro,
That's
like,
badass.
It's pretty good. And then the music, the bands he's in are fucking really good, and they're really talented.
That shit
and, like,
slaps.
and they're still like, I've never heard this band. Every time I see that motherfucker, he's got another band he's in. Like he's playing some bands he's just playing bass in or doing some other shit. But
one of those dudes, huh?
He's taking a break. He's just kind of like doing like little like appearances on albums now. You know, he's just chilling. I follow him on Facebook, and he's doing like little movie reviews and shit, or not movie reviews, but movie posts and beer postings, kind of like how I used to do. I used to review comic books and do beers that kind of synced up with them a little bit. But yeah, American Psycho, they're remaking that movie too, and we got a special guest host tonight. He's coming in right now. If you guys could say hi to Omer Glitch. Have you ever met Omer Glitch, Brian?
I don't think so.
We'll say hi to Omer Glitch.
I haven't had the pleasure.
What's up, Brian? What's going on,
Thanks,
everybody?
man. Pleasure to meet you,
Matt.
sir.
How's it going, brother?
Yeah, likewise, sir.
Got a little Butch
I'm
Cleaver
gnarly.
right there.
I'm
man,
gonna
that's
do a
Butch
little
got a little Butch Cleaver going on there.
That's fucking sick,
That's
bro.
fucking
Yeah.
nice, man.
Did I send it to you yet, Matt? I need to scan it. I've been trying to get to a point where I scan like 3 or 4 things. I got to move a bunch of crap off the scanner. So I get to a point where I have like 3 or 4 things to scan. So I'm just do it all one day, you know?
Oh yeah. Knob.
Yeah.
I don't think so yet.
Oh,
No,
I'll send it to you soon then. Yeah, I scan all the inks and then I color it and I'll send you that shit too. So
thanks,
yeah,
man.
it's a fun character, man. Badass. And right here it says 6 Gun Gorilla because you're on the list,
shit.
Chris. Brian Chris Gal. Is that how you say it, Chris Gal?
Yes. Yep. You got it. First try.
So, yeah, 6 Gun Gorilla is a cool ass fucking character, man. I like it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Omer
Badass.
Glitch is a homie, man. He's got a pretty dope show on his channel on Wednesdays called the Hump Day. It's Wednesdays. It does a live stream drawing. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Bunch of cats come on there and draw.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool,
Oh
man.
man. Hey Matt, last night I did a like a subathon. It was stupid. I was calling a sub-o-thong. And it was a fun bit. Yeah, I went 8 hours. We were trying to get subs, and I got 1 sub.
8 hours, dude. I'll stream for like 2, and afterwards I'm fucking wiped.
Yeah, it can
Yeah, no, I was trying to go 12, but I was like, man, it was like 3 in the
damn.
morning. I'm like, I can't go anymore.
You got to do like early in the morning and just kind of get up and like find a way to like kind of function throughout the day with while you're streaming. You know, I'd like to do that sometime for like a month. Like, all right, I'm making some bacon right now, frying bacon and cooking. You know, maybe making some
yeah.
it around. You know, you can probably do it on your phone.
Right, you gotta meal prep, right? So you can just like take 5 minutes, put nuke it for 3 minutes, bring it back, eat it, and then draw. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna make it like an actual show, and it'll be quarterly, so it'll be 4 times a year,
That's
like
perfect.
every 3 months or whatever. And it's I already have some theme music and videos that I'm prepping for it, because it's gonna be like the sub-o-thong. And I love that because I play Cisco's Thong 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 song.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I love to play on words and saying stupid like sexual dumb shit. You know, it's
Well, people
dumb.
have fun with that too. You know, and they click on it. You know, too, and they like it. You know,
This is a total non sequitur. But I heard the thong song in a church.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The church
Yes.
apps or
Yes.
something?
Because what happened was, in my like where I used to live, Nyack, they were showing on it was a Halloween, right? And there was a church, this old brick church with a giant fucking church organ. They were showing the original Phantom of the Opera with the color sequence, by the way, included. And you know, back then, movies didn't have have sound yet.
Soundtracks.
So they would write original scores, and then the movie, the music, the sheet music would travel with the movie. And so we had a live fucking organist playing the score on a massive fucking church organ. It was dope.
Cool. Dude, that's gotta be dope.
Oh hell yeah! So yeah,
this guy's a man. Thank you, Halder.
For sure.
Mad links.
Oh hell yeah!
Hey Brian, you gotta explain the word non sequitur because we're dumb. And we don't know how to read dictionaries.
Basically, when you're like bring us something up that's completely unrelated to anything that you're discussing, but then you mentioned the thong song. So what happened was, this dope scenario. I go to
words on us, man.
I go to Rock a Piss, and there's like an extension to the church where the kids are having a party. They're having a party for the kids, and one of the songs they're playing is the thong song. Right? And it's right. So I go and I rock a piss, and there's a guy there.
They're on his
son. And I'm like, man, I never thought I would hear the thong song in a church. And the dude just turns to his son and doesn't look at me. He turns to his son and says, "What's in that song?"
Nothing. It's just thongs. Oh, okay.
Dong. Baby.
What was the name of the town you said you saw it in?
Nyack.
So I'm just thinking like you're in this town. It's called like Nyass. And you go up to like the church, and it's like just this big ass at the top. And it's just like,
oh my god,
Nyass.
Like, it's a church too. It's a church that praises the ass.
Oh, man. Well, it's just like
my brain.
I thought it was chill because it cracked me up because I thought, man, these people seem pretty chill. They're fucking like having the kids are having a party and they're playing the fucking thong song. Like that's pretty chill, right? But this dude was not having that. He was not having it.
It was a crazy church I've seen in Mexico.
Man, Admiral Wackass, he's down with the chicharrones. Orale.
Bro,
Matt knows too.
Dude,
he said it right.
Bro.
Yeah.
I got 2 flavors of chicharrones.
You're in LA. I mean, hell yeah. You're in
LA. No, dude, I got them from Aldi, bro. The ones at Aldi are fire. At least the ones over here. They're so good. I get the hot and the plain. I'll put like maybe 4. I'll put like 4 on like a something I'm eating, you know. You know the pigskin, the pork rinds? Those are chicharrones.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I fucking love those things. And they're carnivore, bro. They're part of the carnivore diet. So you can literally get like a chicharrone and then like some string cheese and wrap it up. That's carnivore.
Yeah, it's basically fried pigskin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to rock that shit all the time,
dude. I'll put it on like something like I'll use that as like a topping on something for my lunch at work, and I'll pack it up. It might get a little soggy, but it's still bomb. You know.
I'm guessing like the Mexican version. It's like nice and spicy.
Yeah, a little bit. You know.
Okay.
Kind of similar.
No, they make it similar. Yeah, it's just whatever spices you want to add to it. Like it's nothing.
Gotcha.
You know, Mexicans like spicy and non-spicy, so
Homer's
they give you the option.
Yeah.
Homer's a Texan, so he's down there in Texas. Teja.
Yeah.
Teja.
Yeah, well, you could call ICE. You could call ICE on me, and they'll just throw me across, and I'm like 10 minutes from the border, man. I swear, if I just drive straight down my main street over here, I hit it about 15 minutes.
Well, you know, we got homies from 656 there in
in El Paso,
and in El Paso.
Yeah. You know those fools or what? Do you know 656 at all?
I know of them, and I've talked to one of the guys once, but I don't know them. They're so Texas.
You gotta hook
really
up with those fools,
guy.
man.
Yeah, seriously, they're a fucking riot.
No, but I mean, like, you should probably hook up with them since you're down there. Like, they're really good guys, you know, and they're really just all about.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
talented.
they're in El Paso. El Paso is 12 hours from me, so they're at the western tip. They're at the most western tip of Texas, and I'm at the most southern tip of Texas.
You know, it's crazy.
That's the thing. It's like you forget that Texas.
It's so far.
That Texas is a country, basically.
It's a country, bro. Because like I'm thinking, like I always thought Frisco was so far from LA, but it's only like 7 hours. He's talking 12.
No, Texas is fucking You can basically fit all of Europe in there.
Yes,
so you're northern, Homer. You're up in the north, huh? Is that what you said?
Northern Mexico. No, I'm over here by SpaceX, Brownsville, Texas, Matamoros, Mexico, McAllen, Texas. So I'm
So
like
you're on the border,
45
right?
minutes away from SpaceX. I'm on the
Okay.
border of northern Mexico. Like the biggest, I think the state that's directly beneath us in Texas, in Mexico, is called Tamaulipas, and the biggest city in that state is Reynosa. And then the next one over is Chihuahua, I think, and it's Matamoros, which is right next to Brownsville, Texas.
So
And Brownsville, Texas, coincidentally, is where the Buckler gets his
Yeah.
origin from with
Yeah.
the Dillard story, the man
Dillard.
from Brownsville.
I haven't seen Dillard in a minute.
And
Yeah,
actually,
man.
Dillard's
Dillard's
grandfather lived in Brownsville.
I almost didn't even stream tonight. It was close. The Brian's like, you
Yeah.
streaming tonight? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
I
yeah.
was like, it was a long
Hey,
day.
man, I'm going to get me some ramen. I'll be right back. I'm going to make a little ramen.
Hell yeah, I love ramen at night.
Rock and roll.
But
Yeah,
I haven't seen Dillard in a minute, and then I haven't seen you, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get on here like once a week, you know. I gotta get on here and bullshit around a little bit, you know.
Seriously.
I don't know, even I'm a fucking fool on the internet, but it's like gotta let people know I'm alive. I got a comic book out there. I'm working on my comics, you know.
Yep.
I'm a cartoonist. Yay.
Yep.
Here's me.
It gives
Let's
us
fuck
a chance
around
to
and
hang out,
chill and have some beers and
talk some shit.
yeah, and then also check out these other books, back these people that are fucking kicking ass, you know. I don't know, man. I feel like we still got a scene going, and like it's cool.
We
it's
do.
Cool it's cool to come by and say what up, you know.
Yeah.
Once a
No,
week,
there's
you know what I
still
mean?
a scene. It's just shrunk. It's
Yeah.
it's contracted, but that doesn't mean that new people may come in. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I really miss about the old scene was how you'd have people that were like you that were just voices in the chat that were like,
Cheers.
fuck it, let me throw my fucking hat in the ring.
Yeah. No, I mean there's people out there, and there's a lot of people out there like really cool, like really, really, really talented, like way
Yeah.
talented more than me, that are lurking, that aren't saying nothing, you know. That have been
Yeah.
like Omer, he's been around for fucking ever, and no one even know who he was, you know, when he just started talking, you know. And coming out and doing and yeah, man, he's doing a solid like Wednesday like art show, and it's art stream, and it's fun, you know. He's putting the fun back in draw streams, you know.
Oh,
Because if they're fun and you're
Draw
ribbing and
streams
you're
can be
there
the
and you're you know, and you're having fun, and they're pretty fun, dude. I try to get on there
yeah,
and,
they are.
and draw a little something different, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I got Hell War, and then we're working on the Puritanian, and then I try to do a little something different, maybe some fan art or some indie books or something, you know, or just maybe
What's the
some
name of the
just
channel?
fan art. His channel is just Omer Glitch, I believe.
All right.
But I'll have him put the link in here when he gets back.
Yeah, wrench that motherfucker if you haven't.
Oh, he's all wrenched up.
I am sub to him.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in like I think in Raptors chat or somebody, and I was like, this guy's funny. And I would just see him in a lot of chats, you know, and I didn't know. And then I found out he had a show, and you know, he's a really nice guy, man. Really nice guy. You know, he's one of those guys like Sim and Preston, you know, like back in the day, just doing right by people, you know.
Yeah.
Building up the small guy, the little guy.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Giving back to the community.
Man, that shit broke my heart when I was like they had to tell me, like I was always talking them up and saying like, oh man, like somebody, you know, a campaign's having trouble getting across the finish line. Boom, fucking Preston will drop a fucking cover. Boom, Sim would drop fucking sketch cards and get them across the line. And they had to tell me, like, stop fucking saying that because it was actually causing them problems, which is fucked up.
Like,
right?
I was
because some people are just like less than grateful and actually like openly hostile. It's just insane.
And then Halder's like, he's kind of like piggybacking on that. He was probably more like this. Like he was like, yeah, I was in the chat for years, and then he probably seemed like I was in the chat for years.
Oh years.
You know, like that. Tim Olsen, what up?
Woo!
Like that.
Well, that's more like the Sting woo rather than the Ric Flair woo.
Yeah. That's what movie I started watching the other night, and I was kind of like, I like the way this movie's making me feel.
Which one?
It's a Rob Zombie movie, but I didn't.
Oh no!
Yeah, that one, the new one.
Is it Halloween 2?
The new one.
That there's a Halloween 2 fan edit that's on YouTube that's supposedly great.
Okay, well, I like his movies, but I was digging the Munsters. I like the whole like European shit in the beginning. I was digging it, but you know what kind of was ruining the movie for me? You know, it was kind of like slowly ruining it for me.
His bitch.
It was his wife. She was ruining it for me,
dude. I'm telling you.
You know, she just for me, she's just seemed very miscast in the role.
Dude,
like they needed a brunette. You know, not the blonde.
They needed somebody that gives a fuck about acting, because she's somebody that couldn't act in the beginning and she never got better. She's not like one of these people like Batista or Schwarzenegger.
No, I think
they started out really rough, but
I think she's pretty good in Lords of Salem. Did you see Lords of Salem?
No, fuck that. You know I hate Rob.
No, she's good. She's okay. I just think she was miscast in this one, and I think he uses her too much.
Dude, I gave it a chance.
She's good in some roles.
Dude,
but
fucking Daniel Roebuck. Daniel Roebuck as fucking as Grandpa, right?
Yeah,
Dracula, basically. And I forget the guy who was playing Herman, but I forget his name. I know the actor, right? They were fucking perfect.
Yeah, he was great, dude. And I just like
awesome.
It just felt really like because I fell asleep during the movie. Me and my daughter were watching it. I was like, oh, it's PG. We can watch it.
Yeah.
And it just felt like, I don't know how to put it, man. Like just like the old school, like you're reading comics and there's Frankenstein, Wolfman, like the old monster stuff, and then all the old like Universal, like iconoclastic stuff.
The
like
use of color.
Just that vibe that you're getting from it. And then it just felt like the Goon, bro. It felt like the Goon in the very beginning of the movie. Like when it was in Europe, it felt like the vibe of the Goon comic, you know? Like I would almost get Rob Zombie to do a Goon comic. And then the set was cool where they made where they made him. That was really cool. It was almost like they filmed it. But I like that. But I didn't finish it. I'm gonna go back and finish it though.
The use of color in that is fucking fantastic. Because you think Monsters
and the
black
camera's
and white, right? But no, he fucking lit that movie beautifully. They would have been perfectly acceptable if it didn't have his bitch in it. Every time that she's on screen, the movie comes boom, grinding to a fucking halt. And she's all up in there because he knows.
I want to get all up in there.
That the moment that he doesn't put her in his movies, the moment she's not in his movies, she's dumping his ass, and he fucking knows it too.
Dude, Richard Brake, the guy that's like the Van Helsing character, you know Richard Brake, right?
Yeah.
He plays Nosferatu in there too, the DJ, you know?
Yeah.
He plays both of them. He's a great actor, bro. He's in Game of Thrones. He's in Batman Begins. Barbarian. He's in he's in a lot of the new Rob Zombie movies. He's like his new Kurt Russell. He's in 31.
He's in a lot of shit.
Dude, he's in a lot of shit. Oh man, like it's weird, man. Like there's some stuff that Zombie does. Like he steals a lot from the Chainsaw stuff, you know, but
that's Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
There's some instances where Zombie could like branch off and like really like do like 3 from Hell, like that could have almost been the first movie and it would have been different from Chainsaw. I don't know if it would have been more like Natural Born Killers, but it's in Mexico. There's a lot of luchador. There's a luchador mafia, you know, that's way different than fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's almost like he could have done something with that. And then 31, that was pretty original too. That maze with the 31 clowns and shit. I believe that's what it is. That was something pretty cool, but it's just kind of, it didn't, I don't know. Maybe.
I can't watch his movies. But I did watch The Monsters. That's the thing. I made it the entire way through that movie. I didn't turn it off.
I fell asleep. I was just tired, bro.
When did that come out?
Man?
It came out like a year ago. The budget was like abysmally low.
Well, no, it was. Well, here's the thing. It was supposed to be a theatrical movie. It was supposed to be a theatrical release, but they realized that they had a turkey on their hands, and so they dumped it onto streaming.
I wonder how much the budget was on there, though, dude. It couldn't have been that much.
No, it was like for a Rob Zombie movie. I guarantee you that's the biggest budget he's ever worked.
Like 20 million, maybe? Like 20 mil?
At least. So? Oh yeah, more than that.
He was rocking some fucking. He was rocking some Transylvanian and like Hungarian castles in there. I think he was rocking the same castle from Nosferatu that just came out in the beginning. Like all the
when they released it.
About a year ago.
year or two ago. I think, yeah, it because it was one of those movies that gets, and actually this happened to him with his first movie, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah,
it
dude.
sat on a shelf for like
years. And Universal, it was Universal.
They didn't know what to do with it.
And
they were like, what are we supposed to do with this thing?
They were like, yeah, we fucked this guy pretty hard. Well, let's give him another shot. So they gave him another shot like 20 years later with this.
And he made another remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
More money. Let's give him some more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, I saw the whole beginning part, but I didn't see the end where, or I didn't see the other half where they come to America. I just seen kind of numbers.
That's just at the end, really. That's just at the end mostly. Yeah.
The whole origin.
Oh, it's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's exclusively. And it's the whole origin of Lily and Herman. And it's got some fun stuff, but it's very Rob Zombie. It's very Rob Zombie.
The only time I like Rob Zombie's wife is when she's nude. So
yeah, and there's an alternate cut of that movie too. There's a big alternate cut of that movie.
Yeah, but around. I mean, you know, there are women that are just as hot that actually can act.
They can act.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's like a waterfall, like just
stops the movie dead. Every time she's on the screen, you're like, who let this bitch on the set? I mean,
she's attractive though. I mean,
before, like Whoopi Goldberg's like that too, where it looks like they'll put her in a movie and it's just suddenly the movie comes to a screeching fucking halt. Where you're just like, why is this person in the movie?
It's the color purple, bro. It's the color purple.
I'm talking about like, you know, like in Monkey Bone, when she's in that, she's just like,
I ain't gonna lie though. I don't know why, but I do like me some House of Thousand Corpses and some Devil Rejects and some Halloween.
I know, and I don't hate on people that
I don't know why.
But I'm just like, you know,
the Lords of Salem.
Like, if he gave props,
I didn't like that one. It's a decent horror movie though. She's pretty good in there. And the guy that plays Frankenstein, he's in there. He's like her buddy. She's a DJ in there, and it's kind of like the same thing that happens in a lot of movies where she plays a record.
Lords of Salem? That you're talking about?
Yeah, it's very Kubrickian, that one.
Really?
It's all Kubricked out.
And that's the Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah.
People hate it evidently, but maybe
either like it.
But then again, maybe that means it's good.
Either like it or you hate it.
Hey, what about the new Tron? Have you seen the trailer for that? Tron?
It looks dope. I like Tron.
Man, fucking Jared Leto, no bueno.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about Jared
Leto, no bueno. Leto, no bueno.
Oh.
He kills him. Dude, I haven't watched the sequel to fucking Blade Runner yet because he's in that, like, and relatively briefly. Like, that's how much of like a fucking no-go he is for me.
He was actually pretty good in Blade Runner. He was pretty good. But he tends to kill a franchise, doesn't he? He's a fucking franchise killer.
Yeah, he is.
He ain't like The Rock, who's a franchise savior. Like The Rock is
Morbius. And I was going to play
Skeletor. I'll save your franchise.
What?
Here's the thing. He's not a fucking actor. He is a male model.
Oh, Brian, he's getting mad.
He's a male fucking model. If he's in a supporting role, if he's just kind of like in the background, like in Fight Club, perfectly fine. American Psycho, little supporting roles, perfectly fine. But he's not a fucking leading man. It's just
he's in a rock band, guys. He's in a rock band.
30 Seconds to Mars.
3,000 million seconds to Mars. Yeah.
I got a little something.
And has its own cult.
You guys ready to hunt some monsters?
Fuck yeah, always.
The Indian iguanodon is a cryptid that has been reported from Assam, India. Despite its description, the creature has only been introduced in Japanese books. So the description, this creature is described as similar in appearance as the iguanodon imagined at the time, always upright and bipedal, 6 meters, 20 feet tall, and 30 meters, 100 feet long. According to a 1948 case description, it is monstrous enough to easily destroy houses and kill people.
So it's like a kaiju? It's like a fucking... So it's sort of like a T-Rex, but it's like...
Yeah, a T-Rex.
Okay.
And
because it looks like a giant Gila monster in that illustration, but you know, there are different artistic interpretations of all these monsters.
And I have this one on the thumbnail. I try to edit it a little bit so they don't get like copyright or whatever. But,
yeah,
it's dope. I like this design. But the ones if you look up Iguanodon, like in if you Google it, there's a bunch of different dinosaurs and stuff. But they do have some sightings right here, and they should almost call it the Japanese Iguanodon because there's so many accounts from Japan. In 1946, a huge creature resembling an iguanodon passed directly over a train traveling on a track to a place called Arapar or Arabar village in Assam. In 1948, a similar creature was seen again in the same village with the iguanodon-like creature, which had once appeared in 1946. The creature crossed through the village, trampling houses as it moved, flicking them with its tail and killing and injuring people. An expedition was soon organized to follow the creature's tracks, but the tracks were lost in the jungle. So I don't know what the explanations. They say reports of the creature are limited to Japanese books from the 1960s and 1970s. It is possible that the unknown sources were used as reference, or that another case was misrepresented or by misrepresenting the name of a place. But the most likely theory is that it was just created in Japan. It may have some connection to the Himalayan kaiju, which was introduced in a Japanese newspaper in 1948. So they might have been just right in that newspaper hype. But who knows, man? You never know. There could have been a big-ass lizard, killing people, roaming around out there. It's pretty far out, man.
Dude, the people that just saw that shit from a fucking train?
Yeah.
Scarred for life.
Like, done. PTSD city.
Oh, word.
What are they going to do,
Well, because then you're going to spend the rest of your life thinking, like, at any moment, like, a fucking giant fucking lizard could appear.
He was found near a pizza place.
Oh, snap. No, it's talking about the throat goat.
And he was goating a throat goat. Rumor has it you go by the name Throat Goat around these pizza parts.
Oh, I fucking love that shit, man. Some fucking justice getting done. Finally. I had to wait forever for that shit.
Yeah, the drama ensues.
Oh, Admiral Wackass says, "What, Brian? Are you gonna suck Rob Zombie's dick?"
That's all.
Fuck you, man. No, I dislike him intensely. No,
he doesn't like Quentin Tarantino either. He just got.
I don't like Tarantino either.
Hey, and that's a disclaimer. I like Rob Zombie's movies, and I think Zombie's cool. I got his comics. I'm actually the opposite of Brian on that.
Yeah,
he doesn't like Tarantino, and I love me some Tarantino.
That's fine.
I gotta take Six Gun Gorilla off the list. That's it. No Tarantino, no Rob Zombie off the list.
It's a Tarantino directed joint, Spike Lee joint.
Oh man. Yeah, well, I mean, look.
You'll be saying you don't like Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane, and Jim Lee.
It's not that you don't like him. He just doesn't like their movies. He don't like their art. He's not a fan.
Yeah, I know. I'm just playing.
Yeah, it's just fucking taste,
just in
man.
case if they're watching, you never know.
Way too
we don't
fucking
hate you guys.
personally.
I like your movies. I got your comics.
What you don't like?
I'm open for dancing,
but I do understand where Brian's coming from. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, did I show you this fucking thing right here?
Oh, Snyder Bob. Let me see that.
One sec.
Yeah, I've seen you showing that off. You painted it, or you had somebody specialty paint it.
I had somebody. Yeah, like I wish I could say that I painted this, but no. There's a lady I met through my LCS that has little like Warhammer and little figurine painting tutorials, right? That she does, which is really cool. And I saw her stuff and I liked it and needed somebody to do this. And so she did a really friggin' nice job. Could be worse.
Yeah,
he could be sucking Fred Durst's dick.
Dude, Tim Olsen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a director, too.
Rolling. That's fucked up, bro. 3D printed. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean,
what did Fred Durst?
I know. What did Fred Durst do, man? Sorry, bro.
Well, at least everybody kind of like brushes him off as a clown, right?
He directed a bunch of music videos, actually. He's not that bad of a director.
And I think he directed some TV.
He directed a bunch of Korn videos. He did Falling Away From Me. I know he did Falling Away From Me.
No shit.
Yeah, I like Corn, man. Corn. I like Corn when I was growing up.
Real Corn.
I like Corn on the Cob too.
Like I said, if
I
they
was young at the time, bro.
EPs,
I was in like 8th grade, bro. I was young. I mean,
If
I
they had
had
just
my
released
Van
EPs.
Halen and my Panteras and my Metallicas and my grunge, you know, but I didn't know
Yeah.
about all the other dope shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And they were playing the Corns on the radio. It was good shit.
yeah. Well, look, their singles are fucking great. It's
They got-
just that their albums are full of fucking filler.
Well, I would say the first maybe 4 or 5 albums are pretty good for that stuff. I can't really listen to them now. Now it would probably be just like selected songs. But I remember back in the day, like, oh, these first 5 albums are pretty good, or first 4, you know. And then after that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I discovered real metal. I was like, oh, later, guys, bye.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Burke.
Korn is one of those bands. Korn is one of those bands where I would say get the greatest hits fucking record and you're
golden. No, they are for reals. But the songs I like probably wouldn't be on the greatest hits because I like some songs that were like on like movie soundtracks and stuff. You know, like there's a song on the Crow City of Angels. It's one of my favorites. It's called Sean Olsen.
Yeah.
It's just like someone's name, Sean Olsen by Korn. Like who the fuck's Sean Olsen, right?
Yeah.
And they would always do like just
That's
stupid weird stoner fucking tweaker fucking shit. You know.
Yeah, they had some fly shit. They had some fly shit. It's just when the CD came around as a format, suddenly you could put 75 minutes of music on a record. It didn't mean that you should, right? And so it was the death of the 40-minute album, right? And short and sweet, all killer, no filler. And so what are you going to fill up I think they were worried. A lot of these bands were worried. Well, shit, now people are going to expect like 75 minutes of music.
Yeah.
Right? And so otherwise they're going to feel like they haven't gotten their money's worth. And it's just like, if you're going to do that, then do something where you're basically saying, okay, this is like extra shit. Put it on an extra disc. Do you know what I'm saying? Like here's
so
like
you get the Nirvana hidden track at the very end of the album. 65
Oh
minutes
yeah. Yeah. Although fuck Glenn Danzig for making for not doing that for 13 because that's number 12 on that record.
That
like really, dude? You couldn't just make it skip to like 13?
That Jonathan Davis, man, that first Korn album, like he had some really cool vocal style. Like if you would like, hey dude, go sing for this metal band instead. And he's a metalhead too. He loves Cannibal Corpse and he's a metalhead, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like, oh man, if he could sing for like some other, like he was doing some really cool vocals, like tapping into some John Fogerty, like kind of Lemmy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just sounded really cool, dude. Like, oh man, like I love to hear him on like a melodic. I would love to hear him on a melodic death metal band.
The soundtrack for Queen of the Damned,
so good on there.
Which
he wrote all the songs, and he picked like
that's a
we're
great
talking about
soundtrack.
David Germain.
That was a good
and he's.
I think
great. David Germain's a phenomenal singer too.
It was a good movie too.
Such a good singer.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah,
it's not.
It was
Interview the Vampire. But
it's not one of the better. It's not one of the better Anne Rice books. I thought she had the right attitude. She was just saw it as like, oh, this is like an interesting fantasy, just like a take on like my shit, right? Like she, like didn't have an attitude like, well, my shit's precious and it has to be exactly like the novel. She was just like, yes, that's like virtually nothing to do with the novel, but that's okay.
It was just like a lot of things were syncing up, like Korn came out that time. I was really into Image books. McFarlane was directing the video. Capullo was drawing the album cover. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like a lot of shit was kind of syncing up, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I liked nu metal when I was a kid. I played nu metal. I covered nu metal songs, I sang nu metal songs in bands or a band. And eventually I moved on, I even started out singing fucking dub reggae shit. That was the first shit I used to sing.
Really?
And I was a choir boy when I was like 4. So it's like
shit.
What's nu metal? I don't even know what nu metal.
Rap metal, just rap metal. Like Korn, Korn and Limp Bizkit were the two big bands. Then there was a bunch of other bands that were in between, and then Slipknot came in and just destroyed everybody.
Yeah.
That was, and then you could kind of just end it with Slipknot. I mean, to be fair, like that's kind of what happened. Slipknot came in, they're like, oh, you got nu metal? Okay, we got nu metal and death metal mixed together. So you got rap metal. Okay, we're gonna bring some death metal in there with technical drums too. We got and we got 3 drummers, by the way. and we beat the fuck out of each other live. So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
look,
and we wear scary masks.
And the singer sings really fucking good. You know,
he is a
he's really
he is a good
he's
singer.
great
I will
singer.
give him that.
He's
I
a
will
great
give him
singer.
that.
I was just chilling, like trying to go to sleep the other night, and like Corey Taylor pops up. It's like his new album or whatever, and he's singing. I'm like, yeah, he's got a catchy little song too on there, a catchy little chorus, you know. And he pulls like the guitar. He's like, motherfucker. I said, doing a solo too. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy does guitar solos too. I was like, damn, fuck this fool. He's awesome. You know.
Yeah, he's super talented.
Yeah, he's also a horror. He's also like one of us.
He's a nerd. He's one of
guy.
us, dude. Yeah, he's a big comic nerd. He has a comic by Dark Horse too.
Oh, does
And
he?
wasn't he the replacement singer to the original band or whatever?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The House of Gold and Bones, I think that's what it is. He co-wrote it with somebody through Dark Horse, something like that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I
Most
think
metalheads have a
I think they,
too.
you know, I mean, look, dude's super talented and you know, a horror guy, like to the core. Like he knows his shit, right? Like you'll see him on a number of different horror documentaries.
Oh yeah, he's up on it, and he's in some horror movies too. I liked a lot of the fucking like ska and reggae shit growing up, like in middle school. You know, I was into a lot of that shit.
Yeah,
you know, Sublime, Pharmaceutical Bandits, the Ziggins. I'm from Long Beach, so Long Beach, like that part of there was a lot of ska bands and you know Orange County.
Ska.
Yeah, but I liked it. You know, I liked it when I was in like 7th grade and young, and I liked
I liked
punk.
That's fine.
It was what it was.
Yeah. No, one of my best friends is like was a ska guy.
Yeah, and I would sing that shit.
Ska kid.
Dude, I found out one of my favorite singers, my
awesome
top
guy.
3. He was in a ska band. I was like, what? From Sweden. And I was like, what the fuck?
And Goldfinger,
okay.
was that a
I guess it's not so bad. I guess I'm not so bad. You know, I shouldn't be. I'm just losing my metal, but a metal badge. But a lot of people like they're into fucking. They were into real shit. You know, in the beginning. You know, even Deftones was a reggae alternative metal band. You know.
Really?
Yeah, like go check out their first demo, Answers. It's called Answers. It's reggae metal, and now reggae like metal is coming back, but it's even heavier. And then eventually, you know who popularized kind of like almost metal reggae was 311. You know?
Oh my god! Oh shit!
Hey, but Drugstore Cowgirl is a catchy song.
Those motherfuckers, man! I'm telling you, if you want to wipe the
song's pretty good. The song's
my
pretty good.
fucking
It's
face,
catchy. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it, but if it pops up on the radio and there's some other fucking if disco pops
311,
up,
311 on the 311
I'm
tip.
probably gonna listen to Drugstore Cowgirl. You know, I'm probably like, I mean, it's got
311, 311 on the 311 tip. That's the fucking lyrics. I want to. Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
If you want to wipe the smile off my fucking face, put on that fucking a cover of a love song by The Cure. I just like that makes when I heard that I wanted to I saw it on the TV. I wanted to put my boot right through that fucking television.
There was a live song by
I was madder than a motherfucker.
There was a Perfect Circle. They combined 2 songs. It was a Cure song.
Yeah.
And it was Diary of a Madman by Ozzy, and they covered it live, you know?
Interesting.
I think it was Love Song. Yeah, I think it was Love Song and Diary of a Madman. But because you know how some songs, they have the same chords, and they're like...
Right.
You know?
The music mashups.
I was like, damn. And I would like...
So they did like a live mashup.
A live mashup. And it should be out there. It was on Napster.
And that sounds kind of cool.
Napster.
It does sound cool.
Remember Napster? Okay. I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Napster. I remember Napster. Fuck you, Lars Ulrich.
What was it? Kazam? Remember Kazam? Remember Kazam? Kazam was another one.
Kazam, yeah.
No, I don't remember Kazam.
I like music. I like metal. I love metal. I love alternative metal. I love all genres of metal. Do I got a favorite? Yeah, I love melodic death metal is my favorite for sure. You know. Do I listen to a lot of these bands anymore? Like a lot of the new metal bands? No, I don't listen to them, dude. No, I just don't. I don't really. It's just I don't know. I don't really like it. You know. Back then, I listened to a lot of it was cool and it was part of like growing up, you know. But like now, I've kind of just been listening to the same shit for 20 years, and I love it. And I just that's what I want to listen to. I kind of know what I want. The heart kind of knows what it wants. Once you find what you like, you kind of stick to it, you know, to a certain degree.
Well,
you venture out, you know, but it's like no, I like this, you know.
It's like you know, if you're into metal. It's like when you're into horror, right? Where it's just like you love the genre, but there's like a certain subgenre that's your shit.
You'll fuck with some slasher, you know. You'll fuck with some art house.
Yeah. But then
some psychedelic, but then you might just like supernatural, like, you know, demonic horror possession shit, you know, like Exorcist, you know, or you might like some Hammer, you know, that, you know. See, like me, I don't really have, like, for me, I'm kind of like a horror slut. Like, I like them all. They're all really fun.
You know, I mean, but yeah, what I'm saying is you can appreciate all these different subgenres, but then there's one that's your shit. And for metal, for me, it's fucking goth metal.
Goth metal? Yeah.
It's goth metal. That's my shit.
Most musicians, metal included, notwithstanding,
Paradise Lost,
they're gonna just tell you, like, yeah, I don't even. A lot of the time, they don't listen to the genre of music they're playing because they're just fucking, like, especially they're touring all the time, driving them fucking nuts and need a palate cleanser. So it's like, yeah, I get that, dude. You know, like, I don't want to.
I listen to jazz music, man.
Jazz is pretty cool, man. Like, my dad got me. I listened to jazz before I listened to metal. My dad was a synchronated jazz drummer when he used to play. Yeah, he got me on to like Buddy Rich and Gene Krupa.
No shit.
I was already listening to jazz at a young age.
Really?
Yeah, but he also put me on like Christian metal, like Stryper and stuff, you know. And my dad liked a lot of different bands, you know. He liked to listen to drums, you know. And then when we're starting to show him technical death metal, he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" You know, like, he didn't cuss or swear, but he was just like, "Wow," you know, like you're showing him Meshuggah, like all that poly beats, all like the polymathematical stuff, you know, Meshuggah and like, you know, Nile back then. Those were some technical. Technical death metal bands, dude. You know, now it's even crazier. There's even crazier stuff, you know.
Well, I mean, it's easier for people to make music now and get it out there. It's not like the old punk rock DIY days, or it is in the sense that it's that with all these fucking tools. It's like as the technology gets better, you have more and more people throwing their fucking hats into the fucking.
That kind of falls back on what Mustaine was saying, dude. Like, you can literally plug into a thing and just like create a work of art. Like, one guy, there's a lot of. I was talking again, 10th time. I was talking to my bro today.
Trent Reznor style.
There's a lot of one-man bands out there that are fucking awesome on YouTube, bro. There's so many one-man bands out there that are so good. You know, and there's a lot of guys out there that could cover a band and make it a metal, like cover like Backstreet Boys, or, you know, turn it into a metal style of it. And that's so fun to watch, you know.
And now you got AI, so I mean,
then I was gonna lead the bridge into that. Then you have AI, back with Slipknot. So there's like different Slipknot albums that have been put into like Motown style, that have been put into 80s glam style, you know.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's just kind of like,
it's crazy.
A little discouraging, you know, but it's at the same time, it's like, like, well, now they're why, you know, like, why am I drawing a comic? Like, no, dude, there's always going to be human art. And again, side quest, human art to me. And again, guys, if you don't know, I got another channel. It's called the Metal Cartoonist. Human art is punk, and AI art is corporation. It's corpo, you know, so. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna start letting people know about that a little more. I got another channel now. I've been doing it for 2 months. It's called the Metal Cartoonist, and you type in Metal Cartoonist on YouTube, and I should pop up. And I drop videos on there at 9 a.m. Eastern time every Monday, and I'm just talking about making comics and little tips from my grayish green perspective. Again, I ain't nobody, but I might have some tips that some of you people that don't know, or some of you seasoned people might know about. You could take these tips and you could fucking run with them. There might be some shit.
Go balls to the wall, baby.
Hell yeah.
And I just sit there and talk in the camera for 5 to 10 minutes and give you some stuff that I know, and maybe you guys use it. And I got about 50 videos topics lined up for the next year, so I don't know how long I'm going to do it until.
Nice, dude. Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Helder. Dropping those links in the chat. Hell yeah.
I'm working on those. You know, those horror 101s, right? I got the Paul Nashi. I got the Paul Nashi 101 finished, and now I'm working on the Genre Lynn 101. Once I have about 4 of those, then I'm going to start dropping them weekly.
Brian, get 5.
I
was telling you like 3 or 4. Now I'm telling you at least 5. You want to have a month banked, and then you want to have like a sick day. So it's invaluable. And then once it starts rolling, stuff happens, and then sometimes you fall off schedule, you know. Again, you want to be able to do 1 video a week. So right now I'm doing 2 a week, you know,
right,
and then a live stream. So
I got a quick question for Brian on the 6-gun gorilla.
Yeah.
So he only has 2 arms. I thought he had 6 arms with 6 guns.
It's a six.
Because that's what 6-gun gorilla. That's what I thought. I know it's a 6-shooter, right? But
yes.
every time I say it in my head,
yeah.
I like see
Yeah.
6 arms with six
Yeah.
shooters.
And and the thing
Pretty
is,
awesome.
I didn't invent that character. He's a public domain character, but like a super obscure one. And when I created the story and the character and everything, my comic, the only thing that's taken from the original short story is the title and just the concept of a gorilla with guns, because the original short story wasn't available. There were like 2 copies left, and they were both under like lock and key in a museum in London.
Really?
Yeah. So if I ever want to, I could just change the title. If I want to make it my own IP, I could just switch it to fucking Silverback or some shit like that. But the reason I kept it 6-gun gorilla was because it turned out that there was another 6-gun gorilla comic coming out at the exact same time mine was coming out, and it was by somebody that was like established in the industry. So I was like, oh shit. And I mean, it got eyes on my book, but I also was banned whatchamacallit. I couldn't put it on fucking Comixology. I wanted to put it on there, and they didn't let me put it on there for exactly a year. So that means that there was some fucking gay shit going.
That was some gate closing for a year.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I see this other book with it from Boom Studios, right?
Yeah. And you know what? I can honestly say, and it's dog shit. It's dog shit. It's not even a Western. And
it's a sci-fi.
It's a sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
It's a dystopian science fiction,
post-apocalyptic
dystopian blood sport.
Yeah,
like Rollerball or Death Race 2000 or something like that. And the gorilla's not even a real gorilla. He's like a manifestation of like the hero's imagination.
What? That sucks balls.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not gonna get in my beef with fucking Cy Spurrier, but yeah, he was kind of a dick to me, and I cold busted him fucking lying. Basically, he was like, this guy's saying that like my book's not a Western. It is a Western. And then like there was it's like, yeah, bitch, like then how come in this interview like 4 weeks ago you were like saying this isn't a Western, it's science fiction?
That's funny.
Dude, he's not even wearing a cowboy hat in yours and you're saying he's a Western? Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean it,
you know what I mean? Like
it was in the bargain basement bin.
I think you really dig it, Omer. I think you dig Brian's book. When I first saw it,
I've been meaning to pick it up for a long time, dude.
I was like, that's cool. I like Westerns and the gorilla. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then I like read the book. I'm like, dude, this is fucking dope, man. This guy's a good writer. It was like fucking tearjerker. Like, okay,
yeah,
I want to check this out.
I got lucky, man. I got lucky. I didn't think that people would connect with my shit. I didn't think people would like connect with it the way they did, but like they all did. And
love Brian Kreisgau, hate Brian Kreisgau, especially in Comicsgate. But don't deny his book's fucking good.
Yeah,
try all you want.
Well, people told me to stay away from Brian because he's a troublemaker, man.
Really?
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah. Well, look,
I haven't heard anything but good things.
I've mellowed out. I've mellowed out because some malignant narcissist came after my ass, and I just and I don't play that shit. And so I engaged, and now I am disengaging because it's just like, wait a second. Why am I like throwing shade at this guy when he's basically destroying himself? Right. So it's just like
I remember you being really active.
Scumbag just sink his sink his own
Most
ship.
People that are wackos, they'll do that to themselves. They don't need any help. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it just
I just knew you were around and you were pushing the book a lot, and then like you weren't around for a little while, and then I saw you on Matt's channel, and I think I watched a couple of interviews with you talking about Six Gun Gorilla, because you've done like 6 books already, right? And like you put them into a big novel, and I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah.
Super congratulations. It's a big
Thanks,
achievement
dude. Thanks, dude.
in my view.
Issues 9 and 10 are funding right now and Fund My Comic, and also the second trade paperback. So people are going to be able to get the whole saga. Yeah, and issue 10
that's badass.
Is the end. I'm not saying that Six Gun Gorilla will not return, but he's not going to return the way people expect. He's going to return as part of an ensemble of
that's good, man.
Weird West characters.
Going to put an end to
that becomes a sci-fi in the dystopian future.
No, fuck that shit.
I'm really over like sci-fi and like cyberpunk shit, man. I just can't jive with that. I mean, it's cool, but it's like I do get tired of it,
It's just played out. It's just played out.
Like,
and
westerns are dope, but like they're coming back right now. Pretty cool.
Which is
give me more Tron. I want more Tron.
And dark fantasy. Tron's cool. Tron's like an actual original. Like a lot of people slept on the Tron Legacy movie. That movie was really good.
I enjoyed that.
I loved.
I enjoyed
that. A real good movie.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah. Check it out, dude. DM me right I'll shoot you a free copy. I have been known to do that. To send people free books.
Oh man.
But
all right. Well, in return, I'll send some Six Gun Gorilla art with six arms and 6 guns.
Awesome. Matt did a piece that's either going to be a print or is going to appear in the back of the trade paperback. I haven't figured it out yet. But Matt did a dope Six Gun Gorilla.
That was an homage to you and the character.
Yeah, no, it was sweet. It was really cool, dude. It was really cool. And I'm lucky because Chuck Dixon loved it. Mm-hmm. Mike Barron loved it. Mike Barron said it was majestic. Chuck Dixon.
Those are high praises.
Yeah, dude, fucking Joe Lansdale, fucking like one of my literary heroes, gave me a fucking quote.
I don't know if you've seen that movie on Tubi right now with Peter Dinklage.
It's called. It's very good.
It's also got the singer Metallica in it. He plays the sheriff.
Yeah, fucking Hedgefield, and he's totally fine.
So he
doesn't stick out at all.
He also wrote Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead trilogy.
Yeah.
So he likes Brian's book, and that guy's pretty badass. He also wrote The Road, the movie with Viggo Mortensen.
Who's James Hetfield?
He's just some guy from a band called Metallica.
Metallica. What's a Metallica? I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Fucking band.
I've seen them like twice, 2 or 3 times.
What's up, Mike? Thanks for stopping by, brother.
What's up, Mike?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bancroft bump time. Hey.
I got Bancroft's book too, man. I got to read Bancroft's book, but I got to sit down and read the fucker and then just do it all.
I think I forgot to back the new one.
I did. I didn't even back. I was like, dude, he's got to fucking pull it.
Because that's the thing. It's like sometimes I think I'm sure I backed something, and then I don't get it, and everybody else is getting their copy.
And he's got a website.
And then I have to go and check, and then I find like, no, I didn't back it.
Brian's got a website.
Watch out clicking that fucking update button.
Bancroft's got a website. So dude, I'm gonna get it up from the fucking site. That's
yeah. And he's a soldier. He's done like more for people in this scene.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He is.
Bancroft is fucking badass.
Bancroft's the CG king, dude. It's like there's the kings, but then there's like the emperor. That's fucking Bancroft.
Nah, he's an OG MVP, man.
Yeah,
Bancroft's a badass.
Yeah. He always will be, dude. He'll go down in the annals of history as such.
I ain't trying to suck your dick or nothing like that, Bancroft, but you.
But I mean, it is what it is.
The propers.
It is,
Man deserves the fucking propers. You fucking go out, like stick your neck out, and you fucking, do something for fucking indie creators, and with like the level of dedication that he's done it. How many campaigns that he's launched, and shit, like I was actually the one that came up with the term the Bancroft bump. That's a term now. The Bancroft bump.
That's a bold statement. Brian.
Hey, I get.
But I mean,
it's true. It's a fact.
You are a linguist, a great writer. No, I know. But I like what he's doing. For a while, I didn't really know exactly what he was doing with the Lucent. Now I know. Okay,
Yeah, now he's on some Gilgamesh.
He's on some Sumerian shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and everybody, man, Gilgamesh is, more people read Beowulf than read Gilgamesh, And I'm not saying to skip Beowulf, but
Yeah.
don't fucking sleep on Gilgamesh.
Well, it's just crazy too, all that shit that's going on right now with him and his DNA and his body and his fucking corpse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard this stuff like I know Bancroft's probably heard about this, but like allegedly we found his corpse. And that's why we've been over in the Middle East all these fucking 3 decades. We've been trying to get his blood, and we got his blood, and we're making clones from his blood.
Gilgamesh clones, an
We're
army
using-
of Gilgamesh
using-
clones. That's a dope
We're using his
idea,
blood.
man.
No, but I mean that's allegedly what's happening. That's why we've been over there. And
That would be
his corpse is
insane.
in one of the what's the word that every country where you have your country, your soil in that country, it starts with the A. Sorry, it escapes me, but
That's okay. I'm like,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
brain damage.
The
I think
Amna, I forgot, but anyway, we had his corpse and got his blood, and dude, they've been experimenting with his DNA, and he is like theoretically, you know, a Watcher's son. How do they say the ones that breeded with the Watchers that breeded with the humans, the Nephilim.
Yeah.
Nephilim?
So he has
Nephilim?
He has Nephilim
Nephilim.
DNA.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He's a
Yeah,
half-breed.
well, look, the Nazis were looking for like the Spear of Destiny,
The
right?
Spear of Destiny, yeah.
Well, you know,
all that shit.
if our government's not like balls deep and shit like that, it wouldn't surprise me.
And there's also,
Well, I mean, we have the Spear of Destiny. It's in the fucking Area 51.
yeah.
Well,
And,
it's the Spear of Destiny.
According
like the
to Indiana
yeah.
Jones.
Yeah. No, I mean the Spear of Destiny is like because there is a Spear of Destiny that was almost certainly belonged to Charlemagne and Napoleon, and then of course the Yazis. Were I think had it.
There was
and
roommate wrote a story about it.
And it has a sheath and everything. I mean, like if you see it, you'll recognize it.
They have it in Hellboy and stuff.
The really metal thing about the Spear of Destiny is that the blade is split, and in between, wired in, is one of the nails from the One True Cross.
Right. Yeah. On the top.
Right. Yeah.
Spirit.
That's extra metal.
John Hurt put so eloquently in the Hellboy tour, the BPRD, the first movie.
Yeah, and usually when you see the Spear of Destiny in a movie, it's that Spear of Destiny. Yeah.
The Yazis, and allegedly the guy from the ruler of Argentina, he's like saying that there's some Hitler files that he's trying to release that Hitler went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all over Twitter. I mean, and people have been like,
talking
about it for a while.
On it
right
now.
A lot of
probably
fucking
did,
war
dude. He probably did go
man.
down there. You know,
a lot of fucking war criminals. A lot of fucking boogied.
Well, I mean,
there.
Homer. I mean, where does that accordion come from? And the Mexican music.
Down in Mexico. Yeah, absolutely.
Got a little bit of
better Germans.
Where did the Pilsner beer come from down there? Where did the Pilsner beer come from?
Exactly. Exactly. No,
that's
absolutely.
They did a little hike up from Argentina, No, but those are also the Mennonites.
There's a huge town in Mexico that's like little Germany, man. I forget the name of the city, but there's
a lot of Mennonites too, though. Even before the Yazis went down there, the Mennonites as well. They went to Canada too.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Hey, we brought a shitload of them over here, and we made them build rockets. I mean, we did. Literally,
the fucking space program, and I think that's what the UFOs are.
What was his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leftover Yahtzee tech.
Yeah, because there was a race at the end of the war, between the Russians and the Americans to get those fucking scientists.
Yeah, I mean, they were the minds of the time, love them or hate them, but they were figuring shit out.
They had jet technology. Yeah. They had jet fighter planes, but they couldn't manufacture them. So all they had were just like the fucking prototypes.
Did you ever read a book?
Imagine that jet technology, and they were working on anti-gravity
with the Bell. Did you ever?
They were on the verge of the interstellar missile, right? They were on the verge of intercontinental ballistic missile. They were on the verge of that.
Yeah,
Right on the
the
verge.
German rocket scientists were way ahead of the fucking curve.
Yeah.
Brian, so you read, obviously you read Salem's Lot, right? Like you've read a lot of King stuff, right? So that character Barlow, his existence extends into other books, right?
Yes, it's a shared universe.
So what other books does he come up in, Barlow? He has a different name, from my understanding.
I don't know. Barlow, mind you, in Salem's Lot, the novel, is not like the Barlow that we know and love, Reggie Nalder in the Nosferatu makeup.
He's a German, I think.
Yeah. He's a German actor.
I mean, the character too, Barlow is.
Barlow's clearly Dracula.
Mm-hmm. But from
right?
what I understand,
that's what Salem's Lot is. It's Dracula set in New England. Exactly that's the basic concept.
But what I heard was that, like in King's verse, right? I don't know what book it is, but the Nazis, they hunt vampires.
Okay.
I was like, that's random, but that kind of
like fun.
That's kind of interesting. I was like, and they said Barlow's in one of the books, and he has a different name, and he changed his name to Barlow when he came to Jerusalem's Lot.
It always sounded like a bullshit name to me.
But that sounds like something very King would do.
He only says one thing in the entire novel. When he gets staked, he goes, "You dare!" That's it. Like
that first movie, though, man.
Man,
my daughter, she had a sleepover last night, and
that was TV.
They're watching. They're like, "All right, we got to watch a horror movie." I'm like, "All right," and they're like, "We want to watch It." I'm like, "That movie's gonna fucking scare you." I'm like, "All right, you can watch it because it's a TV movie, right? From back in the day, and it's fully like ready for TV. There's no gore. It's just scary." And I'm like, "Dude, the new one's got the gore. It's got everything, but it's not scary. It's not scary to me, But she thinks the new one's scary, and she thinks the old one's not scary,
I don't think the original It is scary at all. I never thought it was scary.
You were older than me at the time. Like when it came out, I was like maybe, I think it came out in like 90, dude. I was born in 83, so I was still pretty young, right? So I would see that motherfucker, Like I'd wake up in the night and I would go to the bathroom or go, and I would see him down the stairwell, like looking up at me, like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
It stuck with me for a while, bro.
Well, Tim Curry's a fucking legend.
He was good, but they didn't. No, it didn't phase him, bro. Like it didn't. And I asked her, I'm like, "So what's scarier? Is the new one scarier?" And I don't let her watch the new one. And I just show her like little clips, where his face is like opening up and he's doing his little dance, his little jig, and she's like, "No, the new one's scarier." I'm like, "Okay, all right." I mean, it's kind of scary, but
who would have thought that fucking Bill Skarsgård would become like the horror actor?
No, he's Christopher Lee now. Like him and Nicolas Cage are like Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee now.
Dude.
Oh man, Long Legs.
They are.
I'm telling
Brother
you,
Man. I still haven't even seen that yet. I slept on that one too, dude. There's so many movies out.
Which one?
Long Legs. You saw it. You
said it's excellent. Yeah, it's good,
dude. Yeah, what's his name was freaking awesome in it. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I want a movie on him.
He's great in that.
Yeah. He's from my understanding, I know that the novel, it is pretty. You don't want your kids to read that.
Yeah, I mean, look, King, has been very open and honest about his drug problem, and he has an addictive personality. And I know a lot of people are hating on him now because he has TDS like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he does.
But it doesn't change the fact that the man is a fucking legend.
He is.
Those early novels, especially, are fucking classics. They're some of them are
even
masterpieces.
Creepshow's a classic. Like just hearing the story, like because there's not much shit out there with Bernie Wrightson, but hearing the stuff he's talking about, he's a
Wrightson fan.
He was working with George Romero on Creepshow, and then hey, what's the odds of you maybe coming over here and maybe illustrating a comic book for us, And he was like, yeah, I'd love to.
I like the voice.
I told you. Did I tell you that story that fucking Denny O'Neil told about how he said he would write a story for a House of Mystery, right? And so he was just like, wait a second, this guy's fucking directing a movie right now, right? So Stephen King coked out of his mind.
He was coked out and drunk.
Coked
Filling
out
up
and
Trash
drunk.
cans of beer and just beer and Coke nonstop.
Yes.
And I have reason to believe, right?
Yeah.
I'm about like maybe 40% sure, 40 to 50% sure.
Yeah.
He's a fucking medium.
I think so too. I think so too.
A medium?
Yeah.
I believe in mediums, bro. I simply believe in it. I believe people see
Yeah.
spirits. They see dead people. Yeah, I do believe it.
Yeah,
and I think
there's something going on with him for sure. I feel
Stand By Me, that was him. His friend died and got hit by a train.
Yeah,
and he
has no memory
his buddy's ghost. And there's from what I understand, there's testimony. I mean, from what you've seen,
Yeah. No,
he went on to write some weird, fucked up pedo shit. That's fucking weird.
It's
with it.
People are overreacting about that shit. Way overreacting.
They're just. I never read it.
No, they are because basically the people that are pissed off about that, it's like the same people that would be pissed over. Let the right one in, right? Because it's dealing with something that's really icky and something that's off-putting, which is like the sexuality of children.
Yeah, it's pretty
right.
gross.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't exist, right?
But it's gross. I mean, I don't know.
It's gross, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like. And it occurred. I think people sometimes forget that, it's meant to be uncomfortable. It's fucking horror, right? It's meant to deal with things that are, fucking off-putting, right, and disturbing. And sometimes that goes into that territory. If you really want to fuck with people. That's my opinion on the whole pedo thing with Stephen King. I think that's a whole lot of nothing. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I understand, but it's about the TDS. It's mostly about the TDS. That's why people are fucking mad at him. But I'm like, okay, he's got the fucking TDS. But you look at the shit that he created, especially those early novels. Later on, he just started cannibalizing his own shit, right, over and over again. But those early novels, they're masterpieces. And Carrie, for instance, I think is one of the great American legends. I think that's one of those stories like Frankenstein, like Dracula, where every generation should have its own version of that. Right. I didn't watch the last remake of Carrie. I don't know. There was a TV one, and then there was the one with Chloe Grace Moretz. Yeah, and I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen either of those. And there was a Carrie musical. That was it bombed. It was only out for like a week because, one job I could never have, I could never be a theater critic because theater critics literally decide the fate of a play. That is to say, if they come out with shit reviews, it doesn't last like a week. It gets shut right the fuck down. Which is too much fucking power, right?
Yeah,
and that was a disaster. Yeah, but it was a musical actually. I think.
I'm not sure. I tried to chase my cat behind a couch, and it tried to carry hand. It tried.
What were you talking about, whack ass?
I don't know, but I don't know. I think I don't know. There's definitely he's creepy. King definitely creep. It's got some awesome books and stories and shit like that. Definitely probably a medium. And his dad was a pulp writer like Robert E. Howard, so he was writing all kinds of shit.
Oh,
that's where he got inspired to write all this pulpy shit. Because King's work all has a pulpy lean on it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
There's always a weird ending.
Dude, read his first short story. Read his
dad
first
left
short
and never came
story.
home one day. Fatherless behavior.
It's read his very first short story, Jerusalem's Lot. It reads exactly like Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm.
He was imitating Lovecraft the same way that Lovecraft was imitating Poe and Lord Dunsany. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every artist starts out imitating other artists until they find their own voice.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
He got lucky. He found his own voice really fast.
Same thing with artists, comic artists. You're copying Jim Lee until you come out and tell your own. There's nothing wrong with that either.
When you tap into the devil, what do you expect?
Exactly. You guys want to play a guessing game?
Fuck yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Black Metal Decode.
Can you guess this band name?
Dude.
All right.
Have fun with that.
I think I'm already ready to tap out. Wait, hold on.
It was hard though, man.
Sometimes-
It's so hard to find these,
Sometimes you have to move back.
Yeah, move in.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
like,
key for that's the key.
I can only make out like the first 4 letters, and that's it. I can't see the rest.
I can only make.
We tried to zoom it in a little bit too, but it starts to get.
Yeah,
I was trying to find a better one.
I see a T at the end. I think, or that could also be an F. Yeah, no way, man. I tap out.
You tapping out?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, me too. Can I say what letters I see in the beginning?
Yeah, no,
Sure,
by all
man.
means.
I see a W O O D.
Right.
That's
That's
all I
right.
got.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Woods.
2 O's.
It's Woods. The first name, the first word is Woods. It's three
Ah.
words.
Okay, because that's always the key is you have to kind of fucking find like if you can identify 2 letters and connect them, it starts
You gotta
to make
kinda,
the
like,
process
reverse-
a little bit easier. It's like fucking Wheel of Fortune.
Reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woods.
So that's an S. Holy shit.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Woods.
You can't read my
But
art.
you can see it once you point it out. Once you point it out.
Oh,
I can see
Woods
it.
of. Woods
Yep.
of.
Yep,
I don't.
he's got it. He's got it. And sometimes the letters aren't going to be in the same font. Like you could have a T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Uh-huh.
not going to be the same font as the other T.
All
That's how
right,
it-
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's fucking Wheel of Fortune this shit. Can I get one letter
Yeah, sure.
from the bottom? From the bottom, can I get one letter?
Okay, you got a F.
Holy shit, an F.
Inferno?
Where?
Close. Very
Woods
close.
of Infernus? Woods
Pretty
of
close. Pretty close. Very close.
Woods of in
Is it infamy?
Very close. You're like super on fire. There you go. Almost there.
Oh, that's right. That might be a Y.
Infinity?
Yep. That's it.
Woods
of
of
I think I
Infinity.
see it.
Yeah, that's it.
See, that makes this shit more fun.
Man.
That makes this shit more fun.
Yeah.
You gotta at
Exactly.
least give us a fucking hint here and there.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, that's I'll start doing
That was
that.
really neat.
Yeah.
But Brian, you nail it about 7 out of 10 times. Usually, or 7 to 8 out of 10 times.
It's because he's a
Yeah, my phone
wordsmith.
tapped out
He's a
quick this
wordsmith.
time, like a
The
bitch.
The wordsmith. That's pretty
Uh,
good.
Matt, I apologize, but I do need to get going.
Oh, sure, brother.
Thank you
It's
so
nice
much
seeing
for
you,
having me
Brian.
on, brother. We need to hang out more. We need to fucking catch
Oh,
up.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I like that skull, bro.
I'm digging
It's a
that
good
too.
start.
I like that
Good
head, man.
start.
It's fucking pretty metal.
Yeah, dude.
Mean
Pleasure
looking.
making your acquaintance. Pleasure meeting you.
Likewise, sir.
All right.
Likewise.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hope,
badass.
hope to hang out in the future.
Absolutely, man. I'll send you a link to the Hump Day show.
Awesome.
You got time.
Awesome.
You can make it.
Everybody in the chat, much love.
Right on.
And once again, Matt,
Yeah.
you're my boy.
You too, bro. Take it easy, man.
Peace.
I got
Later.
a couple movie trailers, dude, for some movies that are popping up.
Do it, man. Do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
So you want to see the crime detective, or do you want to see the horror one?
I'm down for whatever, man. I really dig your show and your format and all the stuff you do, man. It's a great show you got here, dude. I dig it, man.
Thank you, sir. This
Yeah,
movie,
I'm down for whatever.
this next one is called Neighborhood Watch. It's got Jeffrey Dean Morgan from Watchmen, and it also has I forgot her name. The other lady from Watchmen, Eckerlin or Malin Eckerlin. I forgot her name. It's a crime movie. It's called Neighborhood Watch. Let's check out the trailer.
Cool. I'm down.
Hold your horses!
Such a good actor.
Sir, I need a ride.
Why don't you go to the neighbor on the other side of you? Because maybe they'll give you.
They're both on The Boys too now.
Yeah, this is
She had light hair. She was about 20.
What about the man? Eyes, hair, anything?
I didn't really get a good look at his face.
We'll call you.
Hallucinating.
Scarf, I know you can hear me.
You live next door, Screw Loose.
Wait, weren't you like a cop or something?
Or something.
I think that
The
hallucination,
comedian.
dude. When he's oh yeah, I love the comedian. When he's looking at his like his hand, all the little like bugs in there. I think that's gonna have a major thing to do with the storyline and the plot for some reason.
Why don't you show
it's interesting already.
You think so?
I saw a woman get shoved into a white van.
You think she was a working girl?
I don't know where she works.
Oh my God.
See, like, and now I kind of like follow directors and actors. Like, if there's any movie with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I'm fucking watching it, bro. And the funny thing is with that fool,
Holy
like, he's been in more comic book movies than any actor so far. I think he's got the record. For a while, it was
Really?
it's Ryan Reynolds, yeah, and Chris Evans. He was in a lot too. But this guy's been in so many comic book movies.
I keep forgetting that other guy is Jack Quaid, fucking Randy Quaid's kid, right?
Yeah,
It's Randy
or-
Quaid.
I think it's Randy or Dennis. I think it's Dennis Quaid, maybe, but I'm not sure. to be
Dennis
honest.
Quaid?
Yeah.
But I forget he's related to the Quaids. Like he's a Quaid. Like
It's all Quaided
and
up.
everyone's
With
like, yeah.
Quaid dudes.
Follow my lead. I am Lieutenant Mitchum, Homewood Police Department. This is my partner.
We're cops.
Just let the police handle this.
By the time they figure that out, she'll be dead.
Malin Ackerman. That's
Sir.
the
Man, it's
Spectre
still in place.
in there.
What's your move now, tough guy?
She put on a little weight though. She looked a little different. It's been a long time though. It's been like what, 15 years since Watchmen.
Improvise.
Yeah.
We don't even know if these people exist.
We're too late. She's gone.
Her. Remember the Silk Spectre, the one with the black hair?
Oh
from
yeah,
Watchmen?
the Silk Spectre. Yeah, she's hot as flip. Yeah,
Just a
Hell
little. Put on a little weight.
What happened?
She was attacked.
that doesn't hurt anybody.
Get on the perm?
What do we do? Just knock on the door?
Yeah, we start with that. Oh, this for us? Color me flattered.
See, to me, this looks like a Blockbuster movie. Like, this is a movie I would go to Blockbuster and rent, you know?
Oh yeah.
You know, like, you know, it's, I don't want to sound like dick, but it'd be like a movie where I would go to look for a movie that I wanted and it would be checked out. And I'm like, I guess I'll get
And you
Neighborhood
settled for that
Watch.
one?
And then I would pick it up and then I would go watch it and be like, oh, that was pretty fun. I like that movie. You know, that's the type of movie
Yeah.
it looks like, to be honest.
It feels
And
like
then
that.
we have a new one right here. It looks like a couple other movies put together. It's an Australian movie. It looks like, okay. And it's definitely some Australian actors in there. So if Bancroft's still watching, you might dig this. And I think the movie looks fucking cool.
Bancroft.
Let me share it.
yeah.
It's an Australian horror movie. I'm going to go ahead and just say that from what I perceive from it. And when the Australians do horror, they do very interesting, entertaining horror movies. Like
Yeah, I mean
Daybreak.
it's all fictitious, right? Like where they're at, where they're located on the world.
Well,
you know,
it's
the fact that they-
fascinating. Like for me,
Just kidding.
like like the Max, right? The Max takes place in Pangea a lot of the time, and then it shifts over to New York. And I was talking today, and I was just like, to my brother, we're talking about the Max. I talked to my brother today about a lot of shit, and
Yeah.
we're talking about the Max, and I was like, the MTV cartoon had a different ending than the comic, but they were both like psychologically driven endings, you know. And I was telling him, like, if it was me, I wouldn't take it that far. I wouldn't make it that heady. You know what I mean? I would just be like,
Yeah.
I would make it just like he's flashing between two worlds. You'd have, you know, the Jungle Queen, Julia, or whatever her name is, and then she would be his social worker. He would still be a spirit animal, but he could still shift from both worlds. It would be a lot more action packed, you know, monster of the week type thing, but he would switch from different worlds. I'd make the Pangea stuff, a lot more elaborate. She's a jungle queen. There's going to be kingdoms. There's going to be a lot more like stuff like primal, things like that, dude. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted out of the comic, and that's where I would have taken it. I would have made it a lot less heady. It would be a little heady, you know, and he could jump through different worlds. But I think, dude, if he were to just jump back in the scene, Sam Keith, and do that, I think that would be like a comic that would be built on success. Like people would buy that. I don't give a fuck. That's why like people would buy it.
The Max was really hard to follow. You know, you just kind of followed each adventure per issue, and and eventually you figure it out. Or I mean, he finally got around to telling you like, oh, this is imaginary, blah blah blah. It's in her head. He's the spirit animal, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, and she's like covering up for a horrible thing that happened to her, and just like, oh my god, that happened to her. What the hell?
I was like, and there's a lot of the.
It was sad.
What happened to her, and it was her dad, and he's a serial, whatever, and
he's Meep like, or whatever the skinny tall black figure, right? With the
hood is, and it's cool, but it's also like I would bring it back, and I would try to way to kind of like segue into less heady shit. You know what I mean? Because I just think that the world of the Max is a bum, like fighting crime as a vigilante. He looks cool. He's fun to draw, and it's a cool character. And then the Max, the jungle queen, Pangea in Australia, the old Australia. You know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, that's so fucking cool. Like I always wanted more of it. I was so disappointed when it ended, but this movie's called Forgive Us All. Check the trailer out.
They say God has left us. Couldn't believe what we've become.
It's nearly 4 years since the outbreak. The days are getting longer and harder.
What is it that we're doing here?
We're surviving.
Your son is gone. I put my child in the ground. I'm not your daughter-in-law anymore. I'm just a ghost. Make a wish.
So if you didn't recognize the old man right there, that's Richard Roxburgh. He played Dracula in Van Helsing. Haven't seen him in a fucking movie since. So it was kind of cool to see him in here.
GMA agents.
Oh, you're not gonna let us in?
I got this rule, you see. Never invite murderers into the house.
We're not interested in you. We're hunting a man.
Who are you?
6 foot, sandy hair, probably injured, definitely hostile.
I broke into camp. He's infected.
The boy needs it within 72 hours or it won't work.
We're not going through that.
And as you can see in this trailer, it's obviously a post-apocalyptic zombie show, but they're not really like weighing like too heavy on the zombie side of it because they just kind of it's such a trope now that people just are like accepted and they're like used to it now. It's not like really a big thing, which is kind of cool.
And it has a little Western twist on it because they're riding horses and
100%. It's
but
a
there's
Western.
modern technology. Yeah.
Yep.
Pieces. I can save you from doing what I had to. I'm going into that forest with you.
Careful. Without order, there's only chaos.
What happened to us? We can't be for nothing.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
What movie does that remind you of? At the very end, right there.
30 Days of Night.
Exactly. So you got like 30 Days of Night type beastish vampires. Then you have the hopefully it's Australia, and then you have the whole Western thing. So you got like it's a pretty cool thing,
Post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So I
think it's post-apocalyptic, and the world's kind of shit. Yeah, it's a good mix, man. It was cool, and it looked like it's very story driven, right? Because it's
very
a lot
story
of
driven
dialogue. And like scene to scene to scene, little action to big action to the end.
And like, we got some monsters in here. It wasn't like a main focal point till kind of the end,
Right.
and that was kind of cool. Where they were just like, yeah. And then a lot of people like that Van Helsing movie, and they like his Dracula. You know, like I've been talking to people about it. Like it comes up a lot in conversations lately.
I remember watching it and being like, oh yeah, it was good, but it's been a long time since I've watched it, and I know you've been bringing it up the last
It's cheesy as
2-3
fuck.
weeks and talking about
CGI
it.
doesn't hold up either, but it was crazy just seeing that dude pop up in a movie. You know,
yeah. But that 30 Days of Night, that type of creepy vampire zombie type of character is pretty fucking badass. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of scary, kind of.
You got to kind of move away from, like, if you're going to do the zombie thing, you got to kind of do that now, or vampire. You got to move into like a different humanoid creature that's feeding on people. You know what I mean? Something.
Right, like they physically change and they like almost like can't talk.
Yeah,
like can talk.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So they become like basic, more animalistic. And you got to show it. You can't just be like a human and like, oh, I got gray skin. I'm a vampire. You know.
And even if it looks cool and there's like half a person, it's just played out at this point. But I do want to watch that show, the 30 Days or the new, because there's so many spin-offs now. That new 30 what is not 30 Night, but The Walking Dead with Negan and think Maggie. I think.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
New York.
Yeah, with Maggie. Yeah. I just started watching it on Netflix. Yeah,
it's pretty good or what?
Yes, it is pretty good. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead at all, you'll like it. I also started catching up because I hadn't caught up with it with the Daryl Dixon season 2.
He's in Europe, right?
Yeah,
on that one.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's okay.
Because I know in like the Negan one, there's a pretty badass like monster at the end, or like at least there's a cool monster in the show, you know, that Brian was telling me about. Oh, that's fucking dope, dude. You know.
I haven't finished it yet, so I
never finished The Walking Dead. I don't think I ever finished it. I kind of like stopped. I stopped when they had the you know that dude from Sons of Anarchy when he came on the show. What is it? Loki? That was like right around the time that I quit. So I got to kind of jump in there and kind of go back like a few episodes and then just kind of jump back in and finish it. You know.
You know what? I may not have finished watching it either.
Yeah.
Is it 11 seasons? Because I think I ended maybe with season 10. I might not have finished it either. Yeah, because I don't remember that guy at all.
He had like, and it was like a tribe of like dudes that were wearing like leather, like wearing skin faces, humans, you know. And
okay, yeah. With the chick that was in what's that?
That was kind of when I checked out. So I do like low key want to go back and like finish it because I'm a completionist, you know. Eventually, I always go back and finish the stuff, but that was where I left off. And then I like the Negan character, and I like the idea of him going with Maggie into New York. I think that's like some Snake Plissken shit. So I was like, okay, this sounds fucking dope, dude. Like they just cut out the cool, like some cool characters, and you know. So I was like, okay. And if it was me, I would have had like the Governor and Negan go there. That would have been like Starsky and Hutch or Tango and Cash. You know what I mean? Like that, like two badass, you know, characters. That's what I would have done. Negan and Governor, or Governor and the Governor and Negan.
Now the people who wear the skin faces.
Yeah,
like the main chick, she's from the Minority Report. Remember, she was that really hot chick who could with Tom Cruise, who could see the future or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I remember that movie. I have to go back and
Colin Farrell. Yeah,
I have to go back.
She had those really big boobers. Yeah, man.
I have to go back and rewatch that.
Still has huge boobers, but you know she's a lot older and she's getting a lot of weight. But
I wonder who she is. I have to go back and rewatch it though. I want to watch all the shit.
Yeah, she was in this really good. I think it was on Netflix or on Hulu. It's called Harlots, and she plays like the madam of a whorehouse. Man, that was a damn good show. That was a great show. Harlots, I think, is what it was called.
It's amazing how many like good TV shows there are. You know that you can never fully watch. You know, there's just so many on so many like streaming sites.
It was only one or two seasons, so you could watch that one pretty quick. And it's got a bunch of hot chicks, and they're all a bunch of whores. It's funny. it's entertaining.
That's funny.
Like, yeah.
Did you watch Boardwalk Empire?
I watched some of it. with
slow. It kind of slow
Steve
start.
Buscemi.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah,
Like it's
Yeah.
like gangsters.
I've
It's
only
basically gangster Atlantic City. You know.
right. I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, to be honest.
It takes a minute.
But
It
it
picks
looked
up.
good.
Yeah, it's good. I
It looked
recommend
good.
it. If you're into like his crime shit, like Gangs of New York and
Yeah,
Goodfellas, and
yeah.
it's
I
just
dig
they're different
Scorsese. Yeah,
eras.
yeah,
He's doing
absolutely.
a horror
yeah.
movie, man. He's doing he's doing the big horror guy, the big serial killer, H.H. Holmes. Him and DiCaprio are going to be doing that. That's going to be a crazy movie, allegedly.
Is that the one with the hotel with all the secret
Yeah.
rooms?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
The Batman
Yeah, who
villain.
they think is what do they call Jack the Ripper, right?
They
Comes
thought
to
he was,
America
but
or whatever.
yeah, but he
Yeah, but
wasn't.
he's
He was
not.
just that guy.
Yeah,
Because they even found out he like murdered a gang of people like in the town that he was in before he became a doctor. Because he became a doctor before he did that. He has a crazy
Oh, wow.
story. Netflix had a bunch of documentaries about him too back in the day, like 10 years ago.
Yes,
Probably
I
still
remember
have.
them. Yeah.
I was like, dude, this guy's the most fascinating. Like this guy makes Ripper look like a choir boy, you know?
Yeah, like a joke, right?
Yeah, like why isn't there a movie about this guy? You know?
Why hasn't there been like 10 movies on that guy?
Yeah, 10
right
movies
now?
about this. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
You know, and I like Scorsese, but it's like, I mean, I guess he could make it like faithful to a certain degree, but he doesn't really. He loves horror, but he doesn't really do horror. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So
It's kind of an odd genre for him to
it's,
play
it's,
in.
it's
yeah.
weird, you know. But I could understand that
Yeah.
maybe he wants to fuck with some horror before he dies or something. He's getting older, you know. That'd be
Yeah,
kinda cool.
or maybe like DiCaprio's like, hey, I want to do this. I want you to direct it, bro. Can you write and direct it?
It would be a
Because he's worked
challenge. I
with
would think.
DiCaprio a lot now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's worked with him more than anybody, I would think, because De Niro was his boy for forever, you know. But I don't know. He did Cape Fear. That was kind of horror. I think he did Cape Fear. I think Scorsese directed that, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he did, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, if not, he's a producer or something like that on it, like a
Yeah.
huge part of it on the back. Yeah. Isn't Harvey Keitel in that one? Cape Fear?
Yeah.
With De Niro?
I think he
Yeah,
is.
fucking-
And I know Nick Nolte is. They're gonna make another Death
Yeah.
Note live action. The last one they did was horrible.
Fucking Harvey Keitel he's a badass, man. I
He's
liked
awesome.
him. Yeah.
I still need to watch The Bad Lieutenant. I haven't seen that. I've seen the one with Nicolas Cage and
Oh.
Val Kilmer. That one's pretty good
Yeah,
too.
The Bad Lieutenant, that's a fucked up movie, dude. But it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
Harvey Keitel. Shit.
He's a good actor, man.
Dude. I remember I was like 16 or 17 and that movie came out. I was like 16 or 17. And I'm like fucking telling my dad, hey dad, let's go get the movie Bad Lieutenant. I heard it was badass. We fucking rented and shit. And my dad's like, oh, okay, well, we'll rent it, whatever, fuck, right? My dad's cool, right? He was cool. And we put it on, we watched it, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck did I tell my dad to rent? Shit.
That was pretty bad. Like that was really bad.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
That's weird, huh?
Yeah.
It must have been like awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely.
Yeah. Like that's
He's
the
like,
thing.
wow, Harvey Keitel does make some weird movies. He's like, yeah, he's a good actor. Because my dad really liked Harvey Keitel too, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, well, it's okay. It's a movie, son. Blah blah blah.
The Wolf. I always like the Wolf.
Okay,
From Pulp
sorry,
Fiction.
Dad. Yeah.
He's like, what is it? Okay, what does he say? He said, pretty please.
So if I don't say pretty please,
what pretty please with cream and sugar, you know, get the fucking shit done, you know. The fuck.
Yeah.
The Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny character, man. So have you been working on your comic lately at all?
Dude, so yes. Okay, well, this guy, right? So right now what I'm doing with Glitch is developing the full turnarounds because I'm getting more and more people. Can I draw your character? Or hey, what's your character or whatever? So I'm doing a full turnaround sketch on Glitch, and that's one. And it kind of started because of this guy right here. So the Marshal, this guy is another character of mine, and we're trying to develop, you know, the studio guys over Don Draws stuff. And so anyways, those guys, we're trying to get together and we want to make a comic book together, and we want to see how fast we could do it. Basically, at some point, once we get the story down, because James is a writer, like that's his thing, that's his mole, right? In Spanish we say mole, like when it's your thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And James has written 2 or 3 novels now, and he's been on the New York Times bestseller list for young adult reading material or some crap like that, like twice or some crap. So James thinks he's a big dick writer or whatever. Cool. I love it. Do it, man. I want to hang out with you, James. I want to co-write with you. Whatever you need, I'm down, right? So he's already got this like generic story plotted out in his head. He's like, give me your characters, guys. We'll put them all in this situation and we'll just work them in. And I'm like, all right, James, that's cool, but I want to help co-write, or at least some writing credit, because I want my fucking name next to your name under writing. You know? Because I think I'm a decent writer, right? And I'm giving him gold here with this character. This character's gold, baby. So it started off with that. So all of us guys over at the studio we're gonna land our characters to create one comic book as fast as we can. And initially we started off with 5 guys. So each guy would draw 4 pages, and we would have 4 times 5, 20 pages, and then we'd all do one extra, either cover or back cover. And 4 of the guys would have we would have 2 alternate covers with 2 guys on the front cover and then 2 guys on the back cover swapping. And then the 5th guy was going to do the inside back cover, and they'd have that. So that's how we're going to cover all those pages. But now we got 6 or 7 guys in the group, and we're still probably going to shoot for either 3 pages each, or do the 4 or 5 pages each, and just whatever, it's like 32 pages plus front and back cover. And we'll do like 2 alternate covers for the front, and then 2 alternate covers for back, and somebody will have like the inside front back cover. And then like issue 2 we'll swap everybody around so that everybody gets a chance to do a cover, right? Some crap cool. Like that. So
sounds fun.
Yeah, and so we're hoping if everybody could do 4 pages in a month at least, right? Yeah. So in a month or 2 we could actually have a whole comic book made, and then we can try to crowdfund it, and would use all the money to pay for printing and shipping. Nobody makes any money off of it. If we can buy extra copies at the end for overprinting, we'll split them up between everybody, and everybody gets the same amount of covers, and you sell them on your own and you make your own money, you know? So there's no money to fight over or profits or anything like that. All of it goes into making the book and shipping the book. And yeah, so I don't know how that would work out. I know I've seen the back end of Fund My Comic, and if anything, what's up, Heat? If anything looks like Fund My Comic or is as easy or as hard as Fund My Comic, it's a piece of cake. If you know how to do Excel, spreadsheets, it's easy. It's easy to set up, in my opinion. But I'm computer savvy, so
yeah, that's pretty easy. I did it pretty quick.
Sorry, I got on a super blah 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 mode.
Oh, that's epic, dude.
Kicked in.
Fucking cool.
Yeah,
cool character.
Yeah, well, so another. Say that again. Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
It's cool to do those turnarounds, man. It's perfect, especially for the character.
Yeah, I didn't think so at first. While I was doing these, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna suck. Fucking turnarounds, they suck." Blah blah blah.
They suck.
And for years, I put them off. Right? Like I'm these are boring. Blah blah blah.
I do hate them a little bit.
No,
but they pay off, dude.
So I started doing this one, and I'm like, I kind of love it now. Like I'm like, yeah, these are fucking awesome. Blah blah blah. I fucking love doing these. So I've changed my mind. Like at first they kind of suck, but now that I've done one, and it feels really complete, I'm like, man, these are fucking badass. Because now I could just show this to anybody and be like,
dude, it goes in a book. That could go in your back matter. That could also go on the back of a print. That could also go instead of a bestiary, could go in a book Bible. You can have the Bible of characters. Yeah. So
absolutely.
The Spawn Bible. So there's a lot of options you can do with that.
This is what the toy fucking looks like. I want cartoons made. This is kind of what the cartoons based on. You know what I mean? You could use this for so many things, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's why they do these.
You color.
Yeah, I'm gonna color it too.
If you color it, you have to color, dude. You're a colorist, and you know, when you're starting to do your story, this is going to be invaluable, man. You'll have your
yeah.
You'll be able to just reference that all you want, you know.
And I'm gonna be like, dude, you drew that fucking thing wrong. You see how it is here. You drew it wrong. Who told you to draw it that way? No, I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's kind of neat, but let's try to stay on model.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I
Hell
don't have
yeah,
to be
man.
a prick about it. Yeah. So I have a whole bunch over here for like a bunch of other characters laid out. I busted out the light boxes, like quickly just kind of sketch myself little bits so I can change body proportions. And man, I got a whole fucking stack going, dude. I feel nuts about it, but you know, so this one took me like maybe a week and a half, and I'm just
really?
like, man, I gotta get faster at these. But yeah, I've been drawing like from here to like little sketches in my sketchbook. Yeah, man, I want to get faster, but I don't. And I'm already. I feel like I'm pretty fast already, Matt. But I like, man, I want to get faster. Like, how do I get faster? I don't know. I can't.
It's
I
hard.
can't break a certain barrier. Yeah.
You will, I guess, with time.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to push myself this past week to stream a little bit more, because when I stream, I feel more accountable and I get more shit done. Plus, I'm trying to get my watch hours up, because once I'm really close to like, I just needed my watch hours so I can monetize, because I already have the 500. I already have the other 3 things. I just need. I'm about 2,200 watch hours off.
Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to stream a little bit more, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep balance, because you don't want to burn out, you know.
Yeah, you can.
When
burn
I
out
first
easily.
kind of started, yeah,
The burnout could come from anywhere too.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
true. That's true.
Like, it could come from, you know, making videos, drawing, writing, like, and you could be doing all those things, and it could just kind of come out of nowhere, like hit you like a ton of bricks. Like, damn, I kind of don't want to do anything.
Yep,
it's a tightrope. I have the Doro Hedro guidebook. It's has character sheets for every character in the manga, with stats and facts. It's in Japanese, but
that's awesome, dude.
Cool, just for the art. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's got to get in there, man, and just start
Elders-
ripping up some characters. You know, like one character could set up a whole. You could make a whole universe out of one character. You know, that's what I'm going to probably be doing. Like the next, I'm probably going to start doing that pretty soon, because I definitely want to do like a different. I'm thinking about doing some maybe like a world, like doing some world building a little bit, not much, but a little bit. So
no, man, that's stuff. So I was listening early. I was listening to you talk earlier, and I was just hanging out in the chat. But when you were talking about like something not Earth based and not Earth related, I was like, man, that's a cool fucking idea. Fucking Matt's like thinking out there. Like he's like Star Wars in another galaxy, far, far away, like not related to even human beings, or doing whatever, creating his own mythos. And I'm like, man, how do you even fucking think like that? You know, I couldn't even think like that. Like, I'm like, how do you even think that? Like, shit. Everything I think is human based and Earth based. You know, like even like stuff like Dune and all the shit that Isaac Asimov basically created. I'm just like, that's still human based, you know, and like there's no aliens. The aliens don't exist in Asimov, and like it's just humans.
It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of headaches, you know, and I get headaches whenever I kind of come up with character designs. I get headaches when I write. I put this in one of my metal cartoonist videos. That video that it's a little bit of cringe, you know. All my shit's a little cringy, but that's part of my charm. But that's one of the things I talk about on the newer video I was doing is that coming up with characters, storyboards or thumbnails, and writing gives me a fucking headache sometimes, like a mad stress headache. I can start pounding like coffee. But
writing is hard, dude. It's not easy. I mean, that's why
why
not everybody does it. Yeah, absolutely.
I could do it. I get writer's block too. I know how to get rid of writer's block as well. But I don't know, man. I'm just thinking like everything's Earth-based. Everything's, you know, well, you kind of heard probably earlier, you know what I mean? But I do like humanoid stuff. Like I want to create characters I want to create something that's, okay, this isn't attached to planet Earth, you know, or the Milky Way, or
that's really interesting. That's fascinating,
but
sir.
I kind of don't want to do aliens. I don't want to do cyberpunk. I don't want to do futuristic shit. You know what I mean? I kind of just want to pick probably three like subgenres and just kind of and then kind of mash them up without using AI, putting it in the system, using my brain AI, you know, and just saying, okay, and just start fucking around with some characters, get out on the barbecue, start grilling some tri-tip, you know, drinking some beers, put on some metal. My sketchbook. That's what I used to do. Fill that fucker up with like a couple hundred characters. But it's like a lot of these characters are like just different takes on like myth and things like that. You know, I want to do some of my own stuff. Like I always like, oh, I like this character from Irish myth or from whatever, you know, but I'm like, but it's someone that's from myth. Like you didn't create that, you know. You should create your own shit that's completely original. I'm just like, that's what I want to do. Like that was hitting me this week earlier, you know. It really hit me like a ton of bricks. Why haven't you need to create something that's 100% you. There's no connection to planet Earth. There's no connection to any folklore, any legends, any genre, like big trope-ish. There's always going to be tropes and genres and stuff like that, but really no connection to anything, you know. That's something I think Howard did.
How do you
Howard did a good job.
Yeah,
with
like
that.
how do people create these things that didn't exist before? Like I often think of like Asimov, right? Like how did he think of this huge galactic empire and fucking spaceships and nanotechnology and androids and computers? Because none of that shit existed. Like how do you write about that shit? You know,
and it's like that no matter what you make too, if it's going to be humanoid, there's always going to be Earth tropes in there, you know. There's always going to be like swords and there's always going to be weapons and spears, you know. No matter what, there's always going to be a spear. How are you going to like not have a like even if there's, you know what I mean? There's always going to be weapons of some type. There's always going to be a blade,
not have a knife.
There's always going to be a projectile melee. Yeah. So it's hard, dude, and everything's been done like in a video game. In a book,
but
so it's
like
very, very
like
hard.
with Asimov and Dune and shit like that, like the idea of a shield but being like a transparent thing, and then how to use a slow blade versus like a laser weapon, and it's like how did they think of that shit? Like because it didn't exist before then, you know.
It's all in the writing,
you
know. And
well, we could always ask Phil, right? He's a writer, Mr. Phil.
The writing,
comics,
but also the drawing too. So like for me, a lot of it just comes from the sketch, you know, and the drawing, you know, like thinking it up. And if I could draw it out, then I could do that, you know.
Make it
for
real.
me, I'm gonna probably nail it down to 3 like things I really love, like genres and folk things that I like, you know what I mean, and probably to see if I can make something interesting with that, you know, and then try to make some cool weapons. But it's hard, man. It's real fucking hard to like come up with a character that's not like a barbarian or something like that. Because I just really,
you know, the other day when you were talking about Butch Cleaver and how I don't know what you said, but I was just like, what the hell? Like this guy's like far out there. I fucking dig it, man. Like I don't know what you were saying about either Butch Cleaver or the new book you're working on, and you're just talking about it. And I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? He's like talking about like things that aren't earth-based or like it's all in a demon altered world or whatever. And I was just like, what the hell? This is awesome. I thought it was very fascinating. So
I was basically like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, Halder. Use archetypes from mythology to make your own story and world. And that's kind of that's pretty much that's exactly what I'm doing with Hell War. So I got I'm doing Norse mythology, but I'm putting it in post Ragnarok times, and it's in the 90s, and it's got bunch of different stuff. I'm doing my spin on their gods and stuff, but I'm like, damn, imagine if I did the story, you know, or a story like this, but it wasn't Norse. It was just straight up everything I created, you know. Do you know what I mean? On another planet.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then it's 100% me. You know, so I've been thinking stuff like that to where I could create like that. That's what Howard did with Conan and, you know, and Thor and Cole. But once you start moving into like Solomon Kane and the modern times, and you're starting to move into, you know, the modern era, then it could kind of moves away from complete 100% originality. Do you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you really need to have something almost alien, you know?
I hear you, dude. I hear you.
But it's hard, dude. It's hard, and it's everything's been done, and so you have to find a way to that tweak, you know. Because I could look at most things and I could see like what their influences are character wise, you know. Like, oh, that looks like, you know, and they might get mad too, you know, like, oh, it doesn't look like that, but it's like it kind of does, you know.
Oh, well, let me tell you a little bit about this guy. Talking about aliens, so this guy's an alien. This guy, his name's the Marshall. His full name is Marshall Maniac Warlike, and he comes from a planet called Ooga Booga, right? And so he looks humanoid, but he's got pink skin. He's got blue hair. He's a male Ooga Booga. That's his name. I mean,
Really?
that's his race, right? Yeah. And on the planet
Cool.
Ooga Booga, the reason it's called Ooga Booga is because that's the name of the females primarily on the planet are known as Ooga Boogas. And the reason they're known as Ooga Boogas is because the males call them Ooga Boogas because they're super fucking annoying, right?
Oh, that's funny.
One of the things on the planet is that only one male out of every 10,000 babies. Let me rephrase it. Out of every 10,000 babies, only one male is born per 10,000 babies per capita on the planet, right? Kind of thing. So, this guy's like the main archetype, big badass of the entire planet. Of all the men, he's the main male Ooga Booga man. And the queen of the planet wants to marry him, but he doesn't care because all the women throw themselves at the man. And yeah, it's fun for a little bit. And they try to bang as many women as they can, right? Because they're trying to repopulate the planet.
It sounds
But
fun, dude.
He's,
you know.
Yeah. It's basically my version of the manga. What is it called? Trope. It's the harem trope, right? But this guy's like Al Bundy, and he's the leader of the He-Man No Ma'am Hater Club, and he doesn't give a shit about the ladies, right? Because they're just so annoying, right? All they want is money, blah blah blah, new shoes or whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna go off planet and have a great big adventure before I have to come back and marry the queen and whatever, be tied down, blah blah blah. So he comes to Earth, and that's how he gets involved into the story that James is writing to some extent. But that's like his origin story, and I wrote that. That's my idea, right? So
that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
like it just
so
sounds
he's
like a
an
fun
alien.
story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the Ooga Boogas are super hot chicks with like really big boobies and really beautiful booties, little waist, tall legs, you know. But they're also like aliens, right? They're pink and
they're not like the aliens on the Omni-Man burrito with. Remember? Like the big chocolate mantis looking.
Not like those. Not like those. Yeah.
That was funny, dude.
Omni-Man.
He's like,
yeah,
kissing it.
Yeah,
fucking funny.
Yeah,
I'm digging that show though, man.
Yeah, but, it's good. Yeah,
it's fun though, man. Like just kind of creating worlds. I don't. It's I could do that. I could just do that though. Like just create characters all day, you know. But it's weird. It takes like it literally. Sometimes it'll take like 5 minutes to create like a character, a bunch, and then you could spend 5 years on the universe, like trying to build the lore behind it, you know, like no shit. Like it could literally, it's amazing. It's kind of crazy in a way, you know.
It is, dude. It is like, and I'm not a big guy, like a world builder kind of guy, but because I don't like that word. I don't like the phrase world builder. Like,
yeah, it's lame. Yeah, and lore.
Just fucking write the story and let the world build itself. Is kind of how I picture it, right? Because the story is more important.
100%.
And the world will fill and build itself out.
Like for me, like if I'm gonna do that, I'd probably do like maybe 20% of the world, 16%, 25 at the most, you know, and then like let the story tell itself. And I think also creating the rest of the lore and the world building would be fun later on. Like it leaves you room to have fun with your storytelling later on, you know, because you haven't thought of everything.
Right, and you don't lock everything down. I think the world building, as far as my imagination goes, and telling the story, feels like it locks things down. And like, oh man, well now I got to retcon stuff, you know.
And I'm not doing origins anymore either. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. No, God no.
Like, how are you getting away from that?
I'm just gonna do straight up like plot, pulpy fucking adventures with characters, you know.
Oh, okay.
He'll be
sure.
You know, and then you might want to know. It makes it more interesting. You really don't know where the character came from. You know, you just jump into the action, the pulp story. So I'm getting away from that. For most of the stuff, Hellward, there's going to be a lot because he's an old character, so you're going to see a little bit of some of his origin in there for sure. There's some flashbacks in there because it has to do with his blacksmithing, if you will. So
yeah, you've talked about it. I've heard you talk about it. Yeah,
behind the scenes and stuff. I'm trying not to say too much, but I kind of want people to see like, oh, might have something that's a little different take that people might want to jump on board with, you know. So
yeah. I remember. Yeah, you were telling me about it backstage, so it wasn't public about it. Yeah.
And I got to do my little Viking bullshit, you know, my little Norse bullshit too, and then maybe I can.
Hey, dude, Vikings are fucking awesome. Like I'm Mexican American or whatever. I'm a coconut. You know, I ain't totally Mexican or whatever, but Vikings are fucking cool. Like, it's awesome.
It's fun.
You know,
fun. You know, so we're Greeks, so we're Westerns. You
yeah.
know? So we're medieval
Romans.
times.
Yeah.
You know, I never got into.
I even like,
but it's like a lot of dudes like Roman shit though. That's like a big thing. Like guys love like Gladiator, and you know, Gladiator's a dope movie, but it's like,
yeah,
I like the
I
Greek
haven't
stuff
watched
a little
the
more.
one. Did you watch it?
No, I want to though. They were supposed to make 3 of them, but I don't know if they're going to do 3 or not. But
well, I just finished watching House of David. I don't know if you like biblical stuff.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff too. I love biblical stuff. Oh yeah,
it was good. It was pretty good. I was pretty impressed.
I'm trying not to. I'm just trying not to like. It's so easy to kind of like we were talking about Cain earlier on the show. I don't know if you saw that part. And that's totally taken from the Bible. Like there's a lot of stuff. Another book I really like, The Legacy of Luther Strode. That's a big, you know, thing taken from the Bible.
Okay, yeah.
You know? They do the workout from Cain is the main villain in there from the Bible. You know, he has to go up against that fool.
Yeah.
But it's the Bible is pretty metal, man, and they got a lot of really cool like heroes in there, you know. That aren't even
there's
Jesus
also it's full of a bunch of bad stuff too, dude. I mean,
metal, Book of Enoch, you know, 4
Yeah.
Horsemen and all that crazy jazz. But I guess probably
dude, Matt, you and I should work on the Bible metal version of it, so we could be like that guy who did the comic book Bible, or what's it called? Man, he's so rich. Those guys who did the Action Bible. We'll do the metal comic book Bible.
That dude's working with
Let's do that.
That guy works with your boy Zach too.
Yeah.
Old school artist too. I forgot his name. He's doing the Garrison IP with him.
Dude, that guy, I saw an interview with him, and he says he could do like 4 to 10 pages a day. It was ridiculous. I think 6 pages.
You probably can
a day, like
because when you break it down into a science, you break it down to like common perspectives and common anatomy and common objects. You know what I mean? That are just kind of.
Well, no. The way I understood that he could do it is he spends at least 1 or 2 days laying out everything. He'll lay out like 100 pages, and that's how he was able to knock out like 6 pages a day, because he had it like all laid out. Like it wasn't like the best layouts, but like he could lay out something like 30 to 60 pages a day in layouts, you know. So in 2 or 3 days he'd lay out 100 pages. And then he just take it like 6 chunks at a time, and he'd work on them all like at the same time, like little by little throughout the whole day. And it was just nuts. And I think he said it was like 10 to 12-hour days.
That's nothing either, because usually these fools work like 16-hour days. A lot of them like Capullo and shit, 14 to 16.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying in some old interviews with Kevin Smith. I think it was Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Batman on Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, that kind of makes sense. I just started doing I was doing like three thumbnails, like 3 pages at a time now. I used to just do 1 at a time. So now I'm doing 3 because sometimes you want to see like, you know, what goes into the next
whole
page.
sequence. Yeah.
Especially if you're dealing with a big fight sequence or a big action sequence, you know. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a big fight with the dragon and shit. So I got to kind of know where it needs to go. But a lot of my buddies too, they do that. They'll do like a few pages of thumbnails, and then they'll go in and start doing pages because it's already there. And by the time you like kind of finish a page, you want like, all right, what's next? And like when it's laid out, it feels good. You know, it really does.
Yeah.
A lot of the time,
Yeah.
your gut instinct is kind of the best thing.
Well, it helps keep the energy going, right? Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when you kind of you get stuck somewhere, like everything comes to a halt, and the energy level just kind of gets killed. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then I got to letter my book, so that's going to take a long ass time too. So that'll take a few months. I don't know how long it's going to take. It shouldn't take too long, but it should take a while. Like it's definitely going to take months and months to letter a fucking book. And I would get a letter.
What do you
but
mean? You should be able to do 10 pages a day, bro. Come on, it's just lettering.
Right.
What are you
Just
doing?
letters.
Doing magic or what?
Right. And before that, I got to edit it. There might
Shit.
be a page I want to go back and redraw. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this face. I'm gonna go back and redraw the whole thing. You know?
Shit.
Stuff like that. You know.
Don't be too picky. Don't be too picky, man.
No, I got
Just
maybe
roll
like
with it.
one page. I would probably go back and redraw the whole book. There's like
Okay, that's
70,
not too bad.
77
One or
pages,
two pages.
and I might not even do that because I'm just like,
Oh my god,
'Cause I don't
77
do that.
pages, bro.
I'm not that type of person. Really, I don't go
Yeah.
back and redraw shit. It is what it is, and then I just try to make the next page better as best as it can be. You know, because there's just not enough time, dude. I mean, especially if you're gonna want to just do your best, man, and just keep moving forward, do the best you can, and then that's it. Don't sit there and like sit on it for fucking years and years, dude. You know, how good could it possibly
Yeah,
be?
well, I'm there
Dude, it's just
sitting
a
on
comic,
it for
bro.
fucking
It's
years
just a
and
comic,
years.
you know? It's just a
I
comic.
know, I know.
I'm always like, dude, it's just a comic, bro. Like I tell myself, dude, it's just a comic. No matter how good it's gonna be, at the end of the day, it's a fucking comic. It shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, but you've got
so
you've got what two in the bag now? Like you've got how many? Like
I got two trade
comics,
paperbacks
right?
or graphic novels or whatever. Yeah. But that
That's
would be
fucking
like
badass,
5
dude.
comics, 5 floppies I've done. But that's not that much, really,
Right.
in retrospect. I could have done more, you know, especially if I was doing
Yeah,
digital.
but that's 5 more than everyone else who wishes they'd done comics. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And then I have
that's badass,
these,
dude.
and I also have these 3 that I've worked on too. So that's taken some time. I've probably got about 3 comics worth of Hell War if I were to bust them out into floppies, start working on them, or at least inked. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
that's
bit
kind of
tough.
I wanted to kind of maybe spitball the idea with other people and kind of just get a perspective. Like I'm a big fan of floppies. Like I love floppies. Like I think it's great. And you know, I do enjoy getting like the graphic novels or the trade paperbacks because it's all together, right? But like I'd prefer the floppies, but it seems like everybody wants the graphic novel, right? But I don't how do you price that out? How do you like for like your campaign and stuff, like, oh, it's 48 pages, it's a graphic novel, oh, it's 24 pages, it's $10, blah blah blah, you know?
Yeah, I
don't know how
it's a little different. The things, concepts, and prices they go up and down. For me, I'm kind of like 5 pages is $5 is 20 pages. You know, you know, like I look at like a book, you know, and then I'm trying to get down to brass tacks. You know what I mean? Being realistic about shit.
Yeah.
But normally the going rate would be 52 to 54 pages. It's a $25 comic, or I'm sorry, $25 graphic novel with $10 shipping. They're looking at $35 for US. You know, that's always been like a lot of the big standard for.
Right,
you know,
48 to 52 pages. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For $25, yeah.
$25 to $30 or $35, you know. But I don't know, like
25
now I
plus the 10 for shipping. Yeah.
Yep. And it's probably more now. But I haven't really checked.
And it's exactly what you said earlier. I heard you say comic books are becoming boutique, and that is exactly where it's going. It's the medium is becoming a boutique medium, just like you said, sir. I agree with that 100%.
And you gotta like I don't know, with these you gotta, it's kind of, if you can, try to bring something new to the table, I think, with the format, you know. Even if it's big or small, just something switching it up, you know. People like change, you know. People do like their floppies, but at the same time, like, do you want a floppy for $35? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it, you know.
Yeah.
How epic
well,
is your
I think
floppy
somebody's doing like $10 floppies plus $5 shipping, something like that, domestic at least.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Would you
No,
do?
that's cool.
I mean, I would do.
It just depends on the case count.
I think Right, 24 page, 24
24
to 32.
page for $15. It's okay, you know.
It's
Okay.
a little
I'd
bit
rather
of a
pay
lot, right?
$5.
But we're
Or wait, how much?
Yeah,
Because you gotta think about the
like the
shipping,
late.
you know what I mean? Like and
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm
the
supporting
shipping.
this
Yeah.
person, and if you know, there's a lot of things to weigh out. You know, I know this one
Right.
guy. He did
I
like,
like Homer. He's
30
not a total asshole.
but
But like
I
this
do.
one, right? Like you
Yeah.
got this, right? You got
Mhm.
now this one, like the regular edition is $3.99, right? I think it's
Mhm.
$3.99, the regular one.
Yeah.
$4.99. It's $4.99. But this one has the gay fold out cover, right? So this one is $7.99, I think.
Yeah, that's worth
Yeah,
it.
$7.99.
$8
Yeah,
plus
so
tax. You're looking at 80 cents. That's $9 plus plastic and
$9.
board. That's 50
Mhm.
cents. So you're looking at $9.50, right? So let's just say $10.
Right. $10. And technically, so
Probably
this
18 or
is a
20 pages in there.
22
Okay, 20.
page Jim Lee comic plus 10 pages of the
Mhm.
backup story.
Yep.
So that's what 32 pages, right?
But the back story
And
isn't even his though. It's other people's stuff.
right,
You know?
it's two guys, yeah. But you also
I
have
don't.
ads, right? They're
Yeah.
in-house ads, but ads pay for the book being made, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the rest is profit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they're all DC ads for themselves. So
It just depends, man. Like if someone's doing like, I don't know, man. It's hard. I've seen people fucking just like fuck a gang of stuff into like 20 pages, dude. There's a dude that just did so much writing into a book, and like 20 pages.
Mhm.
It felt like 100 pages. It was overwhelming. It was too much for writing in there. It was well written and everything.
Really,
it was kind of fun, but dude, oh my god, it was so much shit. Like, how did you fucking fuck that much into a book, into a comic? Comics are just supposed to be like,
right.
all right, see you later, bye.
I thought I was
Like, it's
reading a
supposed to be-
novel.
No, it's not, dude. Yeah, it's not supposed to be heavily wordy. It's not supposed to be wordy, like, you know what I mean? Unless you want to read
Right.
some
Yeah.
really Alan Moore shit. I don't fuck with that shit, dude. Like, I just want to have
No,
some
you, well, you've read The
Nah.
Watchmen, right?
Yeah, I have. I'm not really into that. I don't like my comics too wordy, to be honest. I don't like a lot of word balloons. It's got to be really good, well written, but I don't like a lot of word balloons. No.
So
That's just my personal
it took me 10 years to read The Watchmen, bro. 10
Oh, really?
fucking years.
Yeah, I can see that.
I had
It's
it.
like boring.
I had
you
it
know?
for 10 years and I couldn't get past the first 2 fucking issues, man.
Yeah, and the grid, the same fucking 9-panel grid. It just,
Yes,
I feel like
yes.
you're gonna die on that like stylistic hill, but it's like fucking boring, you know.
Right.
Like I like the
Yeah,
'90s.
yeah.
They brought the real like draftsmanship a lot of the time, you know.
Right. Design
artists
to
do.
the page. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy will give you a free comic. It's
Oh, yeah, I got
24
that,
whole
man.
pages. You got
gotta
it?
read that.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, that looks like fun.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He did
So
a
many
good job.
books I got to review,
Dale
man.
A.
Dale A's a
Dale
nice
A.
guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I like floppies, man. I
Hey,
like the
you-
whole idea of getting the whole like spine like folded out. You know what I mean? With these graphic novels, you don't get that large format.
You know this character, the patriarch?
Yeah, that's Longbeard or Longbox, right?
Yeah, Longbox, John Longbox. So
Yeah, dude.
we were doing some fan art for him over on the studio, and so I did the patriarch, and he's he's telepathic, right? So he's blowing out the skeleton out of this character's body, and
That's awesome.
can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but
That's cool.
yeah. But you know Lord Raptor Jesus, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know the artist Kirby and the group that kind of hangs around with him. Well, they drew Sloshy the clown, or Sloshy, who's supposed to be somebody else, and he told this guy, the creator, to go break his neck. Well, so this is supposed to be EBS, right? And he told John Longbox back in the day, go break her neck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know. John was being pushy. Yeah. So I did. This is like him. Like I did it as art, right? Like him blowing him out of his fucking body. I'm just being silly. It fucking looks like Homer Simpson and shit.
That's
I
funny.
thought it was funny. Yeah, it's just being dumb.
That's funny.
Anyways, yeah. Well, I got a sketch for Six Gun, man. I
Cool.
seriously thought Six Gun Gorilla had 6 arms and 6 shooters.
I gave him
shooters.
I drew him with I gave him 6 guns. I had like 2 guns in his bottom feet, 2 guns in the
okay,
hands.
okay. Maybe that's
And
where I got it from. It's from your fucking artwork, man. That's where I got that multiple gun, multiple arm idea. Probably.
Brian used to wear suspenders a lot on live streams, and so I gave him like two Gatling guns too, with like holding the suspenders holding 2 Gatling guns too. So it's part Brian and part
nice.
That. So pretty funny.
Part 8, yeah. That's funny,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. So you're telling Brian he's a monkey.
But I guess I wasn't the first person to do that. Sim did that. Simon put the
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's up, Russ? How you
Sim's
doing,
cool.
brother? You just got up. Coffee put on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. We were just
Holy
talking about
shit.
your book earlier, a few hours ago.
It's
We've been going for almost 4
2:55
hours
in the
now.
morning for me.
So hopefully you got
Yeah.
some backers over there. Can't wait for that book, man. Really looking forward to it.
What book? What book is it?
The Atlantean. So
Oh,
Russ
the
is
Atlantean. Okay. Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
his-
I know who Russ is. Yeah.
his book, man, like the way it's printed, it folds out great, man. And it's perfect bound, but it also has like that floppy-esque feel to it, the way it opens up.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking cool. And the paper is just nice, man. And it's nice black and white. Yeah. And he's putting out like 3 to 4 books a year. So kind of hard to touch him, man. Like he's doing a great job. He's making us all like putting us all to shame. That's the way to do it. I'm definitely doing
He's
black
got
and
a
white on
method.
my
He's got a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So
You
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
got a wife who's cracking the
Well,
whip, making him do it.
I was talking to a no, for real. I was talking to a this restaurant I go to, and it's a old Italian restaurant, and the chef there, he's from like Sicily, and he's like sitting there smoking a cigarette, like talking to him, right? And he's like, a woman will make you, or a woman will break you. A woman will make you or break you. I was like, oh, okay, good advice.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
Yeah. It does, dude. It does.
I always remembered that.
lots of shit happens because of women,
Yeah, like
Crazy.
wars and
Men do crazy things for them.
yeah, go nuts.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I mean, we have been going for about 3 hours and 45 minutes, man. I'm probably gonna call it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Go eat some midnight snack dinner since I didn't eat dinner,
Yeah.
and maybe watch a little Devil May Cry. I'm really excited for that, so I'll probably watch a little bit of that.
So is
And,
that a new thing on Netflix that's coming out?
Yeah.
That's coming out. Devil May
It's
Cry.
out.
Okay,
It's
cool.
out,
I
yeah.
have to check it out because
Love the
a
game.
lot of people
It's-
have been talking about that. Yeah.
Love it. It's like Hellboy with manga and a bunch of other cool shit, Yeah, so probably go do that. And yeah, thanks for coming by, man, and hanging out. It was really fun. I had a blast.
Absolutely,
tonight.
dude. Appreciate you. Likewise. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Oh, let me and where could
I
people
it
find
almost seems like I'm becoming a regular host or co-host, right? Or
you? Yeah,
or
anytime you
guest,
want
I
to come
should
on,
say.
brother.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
That's where
again,
people-
you're always welcome on the Hump Day Show or any other show. You're in the Hump Day room, right? I
Yes.
you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
these are all the places people.
So
can
you always
find.
have access when I throw the link out. I just want to make sure.
Hell yeah, man! I appreciate you.
Kick ass. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. That's a badass 6-gun gorilla too. I'm sure Brian's gonna love that.
All right.
I love
cool.
the face on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely put some Texas in there, man. You can tell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
All right, man, I'm gonna head out. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, chat. Haldir, always thank you. You're awesome,
Yes.
sir. Everybody else in the chat, keep kicking ass and be metal like Matt. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell, you gotta keep it
bud.
bud. Yeah, thanks everybody that watched. Great stream tonight. A lot of people came out and hung out for a little bit with us. We had some fun talking some bullshit and talking about Kane, Wagner's Kane. I'm gonna hopefully pick up some of those books if they're not too pricey. Definitely go back to Atlantean. I got the link down there. You guys are gonna love that book. If you haven't picked up the Shadow Kingdom, the first Atlantean book, pick that up and pick up the second one. You will not be disappointed. You're gonna fucking love it. And as always, everybody, remember to be bold. be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time.
I awaken from a cold cocoon inside a skeletal